keep you know I'm bringing force like a mannequin. Torment got you frozen, now you pose like a mannequin. Solo with that crimson and bomb will be my witness. No heart like I'm harvest from January to Christmas. You don't wanna miss this. More fusions. Welcome to Teleria. Miscreate when I stepped in. Plat reset is risky. Like Clambo sending you back to the Bastion. System is getting landed. Legos are getting unvoted now. 100k that's Hades, 100k that's Ash. 100 mil on CB shots to Deadwood, that's that. One artifact that's 5 mil, one amulet that's 10. CC's killing off this beat, murdering king with that pen. I've got my mask on like Jensen. Victor holding records like weights out of bench press. Samurai Shing in arena with my shadow kid. Jemba when now you're panicking. Skull crowns are getting taken out. Death Knight like Layla Fox. Sharp pulls for that summon rush. 3k subs in 8 months. Wanna shout you for all the love. Community we keep it strong. Valerian back and forth just like ping pong. Maybe in 5 years we'll get that Hydra boss. Forget a monster. You can call us Raidzillas. Sacreds. I don't wanna see ice like frost bringers. Some say YSG you've got a cold heart. Yo Smiley come and bring that heat like Ignatius.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going. What you
Hey, Mr. J Star 3, thank you very much for the raid. Appreciate you, brother. Guys, welcome to the episode of Knights of Teleria. Just give us a minute here. We're just trying to get everything wrapped up, and we will be live shortly. And boy, do we have an exciting show for today.
Show you where my knife blade ends. Better hope we can bring the friends. Dopamine and the dopamine. Crack your skull like an opening. Shark 2X, here we go again. I'm a universe of death and I'm beyond your comprehension. I'll decapitate that fool if he enters my dimension. Alone in my life now, I don't need your permission. Boot all my cheaters out, call that CC suspension. Hair like extension, but without all the excuses. Looking for a top, I've been feeling all your nooses. I don't know when to stop, I'd be violating truces. Someone needs to do this, let me show you where the truth is. Clickbait like Medusa, your views are what I use. Like the words on my hoodie, I need a mirror to get through. You should fear the tubes, I've been deadly with the blues. I've been known to kill a synth, I'm a shepherd of the news.
monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Raidzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Raidzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
2021, what a year. Bittersweet is coming to an end. We gon' highlight a few things for the free-to-play and those that spin. Geomancer bro for one day, got us all hand like Victor Tez. He did it first though without a bug, man he hit for over 700 mil. Sharp party with Layla at, who got partner this year. J Gigs, Uncle Patches, Smiley, and Mr. Tham. Big shout to Saffron Man, he the one that got us all hit. Can't forget Hell Hades helped us all to optimize gear. Doom Tower trying to do it fast, so we all gotta comp with us here. Or just use Chris, like Kenpachi says. I've been imagining the day that I could beat the Raidzilla monster. Gonna need a savage set, crit rate on attack chest. Gear cleanse, you be lucky if you get a gear cleanse. Front one mass bench stress, trying to roll substats. Will it be speed, will it be flat? CVC got me click, clack, click, clack, click like a lab rat. Is H-dub, you can ask chat. Yo Gigs, tell him what's next.
Get a pack free, sadly, never happening. Keep 'em mad with the packs we bring. I can't be taking that heat. Take it back to brackets, the Halloween ring. Look at my stat sheet. What attracts these people is my greatness, bitch. Like a 10x with a Valkyrie, like fat chicks. You never gonna grab me, neither. RNG the menace, here to dominate. I'm greatest ever nominate. I'm getting inside the beat like I'm a surgeon. Time to operate. I'm cutting him again. My lyrics gonna blade him with the skill up above every fucking body in the game. Debilitating every rapper thinking they can integrate him. And I make anybody who playing right afraid to pay, but don't nobody want it. But they're gonna spin it anyway. Cause y'all beginning to see that I'm an villain. I'm a killer. You need to seal him, a thriller. Me, I'm a Liam Manila. You bringing the villain within me out of me. You don't wanna be here when I free the behemoth to listen to me. I keep it raving, call me Cena. Cause they're in the sea of me. I'm the deity of rapidity. Increasing the speed of killing any infinity. Motherfucker, you better run it. You finna be dead like free to play in silver 300% of you players couldn't beat a tenth of me. I'm at it to diminish you, bitch. I'm despicable. You wanna battle? I'm unkillable. I'm rolling with Dutches invisible. I'm inexplicable. I'm unequivocal. I'm unforgivable. I'm fucking biblical. An orange criminal. You never catch him digital. The god I radar roller. Man, stop.
hope you know I'm bringing force like I'm Anakin. Torment got you frozen, now you pose like a mannequin. Solo with that crimson and Bumblebee my witness. No heart like I'm Harvest from January to Christmas. You don't wanna miss this. More fusions. Welcome to Teleria. Miscreate when I stepped in. Plat reset is risky. Like Clambo sending you back to the Bastion. System is getting landed. Legos are getting unfolded now. 100k that's Hades, 100k that's Ash. 100 mil on CB shouts to Deadwood, that's that. One artifact that's 5 mil, one amulet that's 10. CC's killing off this beat, murdering king with that pen. I've got my mask on like Jetson. Victor holding records like weights out of bench press. Samurai Shing in arena with my Shadakin. Jemba when now you're panicking. Skull crowns are getting taken out. Death Knight like Layla Fox. Sharp pulls for that summon rush. 3k subs in 8 months. Wanna shout you for all the love. Community we keep it strong. Valerian back and forth just like ping pong. Maybe in 5 years we'll get that Hydra boss. Forget a monster. You can call us Raidzillas. Sacreds. I don't wanna see ice like frost bringers. Some say YST you've got a cold heart. Yo Smiley come and bring that heat like Ignatius.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Raidzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Raidzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
Heard he quit waking with a clickbait, got paid, I made, I raid vids. Glow like nitrate, my fate is. Show you where my knife blade ends. Better hope we then bring the friends. Dopamine and the dopamine. Crack your skull like an opening. Shard 2X, here we go again. I'm a universe of death and I'm beyond your comprehension. I'll decapitate that fool if he enters my dimension. Alone in my life now, I don't need your permission. Boot all my cheaters out, call that CC suspension. Hair like extension, but without all the excuses. Looking for a top, I've been feeling all your nooses. I don't know when to stop, I'd be violating truces. Someone needs to do this, let me show you where the truth is. Clickbait like Medusa, your views are what I use. Like the words on my hoodie, I need a mirror to get through. You should fear the tubes, I've been deadly with the blues. I've been known to kill a synth, I'm a shepherd of the news.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Raidzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Raidzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
2021, what a year. Bittersweet is coming to an end. We gon' highlight a few things for the free to play and those that spin. Geomancer bro for one day, got us all hand like Victor Tez. He did it first though without a bug, man he hit for over 700 mil. Sharp party with Layla at, who got partner this year. J Gigs, Uncle Patches, Smiley and Mr. Tham. Big shout to Saffron Man, he the one that got us all hit. Can't forget Hell Hades helped us all to optimize gear. Doom Tower trying to do it fast, so we all gotta comp with us here. Or just use Chris, like Kenpachi says. I've been imagining the day that I could beat the Raidzilla monster. Gonna need a savage set, crit rate on attack chest. Gear cleanse, you be lucky if you get a gear cleanse. Front one, a mass bench stretch, trying to roll substats. Will it be speed, will it be flat? CVC got me click, clack, click, clack, click like a lab rat. Is H-dub, you can ask chat. Yo, Gigs, tell him what's next.
Get a pack free, sadly, never happening. Keep 'em mad with the packs we bring. I can't be taking that heat. Take it back to brackets, the Halloween ring. Look at my stat sheet. What attracts these people is my greatness, bitch. Like a 10x with a Valkyrie, like fat chicks. You never gonna grab me, neither. RNG the menace, here to dominate. I'm greatest ever nominate. I'm getting inside the beat like I'm a surgeon. Time to operate. I'm cutting him again. My lyrics gonna blade him with the skill up above every fucking body in the game. Debilitating every rapper thinking they can integrate him. And I make anybody who playing right afraid to pay, but don't nobody want it. But they're gonna spin it anyway. Cause y'all beginning to see that I'm a villain. I'm a killer. You need to seal him, a thriller me. I'm a Liam Manila. You bringing the villain within me out of me. You don't wanna be here when I free the behemoth to listen me. I keep it raving, call me Cena. Cause they're in the sea of me. I'm the deity of rapidity. Increasing the speed of killing any affinity. Motherfucker, you better run it. You finna be dead like free to play in silver 300% of you players couldn't beat a tenth of me. I'm at it to diminish you, bitch. I'm despicable. You wanna battle? I'm unkillable. I'm rolling with Dutch invisible. I'm inexplicable. I'm unequivocal. I'm unforgivable. I'm fucking biblical. An orange criminal. You never catch him digital. The god I radar ruler. Man, stop.
Just a second here, guys. We got everybody showed up. I'm just fixing the cameras for everybody, and we'll be going. And we do have a special guest coming on today who hasn't been here in a while. I hope you guys are ready.
Magic keep you know I'm bringing force like I'm Anakin. Torment got you frozen, now you pose like a mannequin. Solo with that crimson and Bumblebee my witness. No heart like I'm Harvest from January to Christmas. You don't wanna miss this. More fusions. Welcome to Teleria. Miscreate when I stepped in. Plat reset is risky. Like Clambo sending you back to the Bastion. System is getting landed. Dude, Legos are getting unfolded now. 100k that's Hades, 100k that's Ash. 100 mil on CB shouts to Deadwood, that's that. One artifact that's 5 mil, one amulet that's 10. CC's killing off this beat, murdering king with that pen. I've got my mask on like Jensen. Victor holding records like weights out of bench press. Samurai Shing in arena with my shadow kid. Jemba when now you're panicking. Skull crowns are getting taken out. Death Knight like Layla Fox. Sharp pulls for that summon rush. 3k subs in 8 months. Wanna shout you for all the love. Community we keep it strong. Valerian back and forth just like ping pong. Maybe in 5 years we'll get that Hydra boss. Forget a monster. You can call us Raid Zillas. Sacreds. I don't wanna see ice like Frost Bringers. Some say YST you've got a cold heart. Your smiley come and bring that heat like Ignatius.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Rayzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Rayzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
Heard he quit waking with a clickbait, got paid, I made, I raid viz. Flow like nitrate, my fate is. Show you where my knife blade ends. Better hope we then bring the friends. Dopamine and the dopamine. Crack your skull like an opening. Shard 2X, here we go again. I'm a universe of death and I'm beyond your comprehension. I'll decapitate that fool if he enters my dimension. Alone in my life now, I don't need your permission. Boot all my cheaters out, call that CC suspension. Hair like extension, but without all the excuses. Looking for a top, I've been feeling all your nooses. I don't know when to stop, I be violating truces. Someone needs to do this, let me show you where the truth is. Clickbait like Medusa, your views are what I use. Like the words on my hoodie, I need a mirror to get through. You should fear the tubes, I've been deadly with the blues. I've been known to kill a synth, I'm a shepherd of the news.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Rayzilla, fire spit a monster. Shards of the dance floor, Louis V carpet. Fire, Rayzilla, fire. Monster, shards on the dance floor, Louis V carpet.
2021, what a year. Bittersweet is coming to an end. We gon' highlight a few things for the free to play and those that spin. Geomancer bro for one day, got a saw hand like Victor Tez. He did it first though without a bug, man he hit for over 700 mil. Sean Party with Layla at, who got partner this year. J Gigs, Uncle Patches, Smiley and Mr. Tham. Big shout to Saffron Man, he the one that got us all hit. Can't forget Hell Hades helped us all to optimize gear. Doom Tower trying to do it fast, so we all got a comp with us here. Or just use Chris, like Kenpachi says. I've been imagining the day that I could beat the Rayzilla monster. Gonna need a savage set, crit rate on attack chest. Gear cleanse, you be lucky if you get a gear cleanse. Front one mass bench stretch, trying to roll subs fast. Will it be speed, will it be flat? CVC got me click, clack, click, clack, click like a lab rat. Is H-dub, you can ask chat. Yo Gigs, tell him what's next.
Get a pack free, sadly, never happening. Keep 'em mad with the packs we bring. I can't be taking that heat. Take it back to brackets, the Halloween ringer. Look at my stat sheet. What attracts these people is my greatness, bitch. Like a 10x with a Valkyrie, like fat chicks. You never gonna grab me, neither. RNG the minutes here to dominate. I'm greatest ever nominate. I'm getting inside the beat like I'm a surgeon. Time to operate. I'm cutting him again. My lyrics gonna blade him with a skill up above every fucking body in the game. Debilitating every rapper thinking they can integrate him. And I make anybody who playing right afraid to pay, but don't nobody want it. But they're gonna spin it anyway. Cause y'all beginning to see that I'm a villain. I'm a killer. You need to seal him and thriller me. I'm a Liam Manila. You bringing the villain within me out of me. You don't wanna be be here when I free the behemoth to listen me. I keep it raving, call me Cena, cause they're in the sea of me. I'm the deity of rapidity, increasing the speed and killing any affinity. Motherfucker, you better run or you finna be dead like free to play in silver 300% of you players couldn't beat a tenth of me. I'm at it to diminish you, bitch, I'm despicable. You wanna battle, I'm unkillable. I'm rolling with Dutch, invisible, I'm inexplicable. I'm unequivocal, I'm unforgivable, I'm fucking biblical, an orange criminal. You never catch him digital, the god I rate a ruler. Man, stop.
Magic keep you know I'm bringing force like I'm Anakin. Torment got you frozen, now you pose like a mannequin. Solo with that crimson and Bumblebee my witness. No heart like I'm Harvest from January to Christmas. You don't wanna miss this. More fusions. Welcome to Teleria. Miscreate when I stepped in. Plat reset is risky. Like Clambo sending you back to the Bastion. System is getting landed. Dude, Legos are getting unfolded now. 100k that's Hades, 100k that's Ash. 100 mil on CB shouts to Deadwood, that's that. One artifact that's 5 mil, one amulet that's 10. CC's killing off this beat, murdering king with that pen. I've got my mask on like Jensen. Victor holding records like weights out of bench press. Samurai Shing in arena with my Shadowkin. Jemba when now you're panicking. Skull crowns are getting taken out. Death Knight like Layla Fox. Sharp pulls for that summon rush. 3k subs in 8 months. Wanna shout you for all the love. Community we keep it strong. Valerian back and forth just like ping pong. Maybe in 5 years we'll get that Hydra boss. Forget a monster. You can call us Raid Zillas. Sacreds. I don't wanna see ice like Frost Bringers. Some say YST you've got a cold heart. Your smiley come and bring that heat like Ignatius.
Monster. If things don't go my way, then I'm gonna have to crunch you. Feed you to my chest, to the tavern where we go soon. I can't wait to see where this is going, what you gon' do. I don't give a damn how you feel, oh boo-hoo. Godzilla fights.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Knights of Teleria. It has been 2 weeks, and guys, I have missed you all. I have missed you all so much. I hope anybody who celebrates Easter had a great Easter. Got a lot of things to talk about today, and we've got actually for the first time ever, probably our biggest panel on the show. So let's go ahead. Let's start off with the gentleman up in the blue box up there, Mr. FinalKenpachi. Ken, how are you doing, sir?
Doing good, man. How about you? Thank you so much for having me, and nice to see there's a lot of the people here.
There is. It is pairing up to be one of our best shows and biggest shows out there. I am very, very excited. Very, very excited. Right underneath him, in the pink, we have, for the first time ever, representing girl power on the channel, the trucker, or the female that has a trucker mouth on her, Miss Daffodil. How are you doing, ma'am?
Hello. I am just here for the free promotion, so I can buy energy. Play the game. Okay. I'm honored, honestly. Because y'all playing it for a long time. Everyone knows I love this game so much, so thank you.
Let's give a huge shout out to Daffodil for coming on here today, guys. It's the first time on the show. Let's put a big D in the chat for her. Show her some love, please.
Big D.
Not that big D.
What did I just do?
I mean, okay.
Says the guy that we have to self-censor today.
Maybe just start again.
Yeah, let's scrap that. All right. Right underneath that, we got Mr. PJ. PJ, how are you doing, brother? Loving the blue lights in the background. How's everything going?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you for having me. I missed everyone last week. Hope everyone had a good Easter, and glad to be back this week. Can't wait to talk.
Nice, great. On the top green, we have Mr. G Mills, also known as Gestal Gaming, but I believe lately he's had a change of name. Gestal, how are you doing, man?
AKA no Armand's pick. If you fight me in live arena, please do not pick Armand's. I'm not picking Armand's. Let's go to battle.
Okay,
Let's get Armand's nerfed. Let's get him nerfed, man.
Hashtag no playing Armand's. All right.
Yes.
All right, and in the yellow, we've got somebody that I have missed for so long. It has been a while since I have been able to take the gloves off with somebody, and I'm hoping we can do some of that today. Mr. NachoPlays 50. Nacho, how are you doing, sir?
We out here. We hanging in, and we're doing stuff. Sometimes things, mostly stuff.
All right. All right. And to the right of me, we've got the best person to go watch on a Friday night when especially he's had a few cocktails in him. Loves to dab. Mr. Zero Brew. Zero, how are you, sir?
I need a high five from the two people beside me. Let's go. That's what
right
this.
Here.
This
right
what
here.
this.
There we go.
Yo, what's up, everyone? I am so glad to be here and awesome to be on a show with the Nacho. Kind of excited about that, and I'm very excited about Daffodil being here too. So let's get it on. Good show.
Nice. And right next to him, we've got, one of my biggest, I guess I could say friends, because I do talk to him outside of game and everything. Mr. You want to take it off? JR Star 3.
What's up, BLAZIN? It's always an honor to be here. Love working, being here on the podcast, and very grateful that everyone's here as well to help us talk about this special event and things that we're doing in the game. And let's get into it.
All right. Hey, so we've got 5 years raid this year. Also, actually, real quick before we get started, guys, we are taking a little bit of a change on the show. We're gonna try to make it bigger, better, bolder for you guys. We're gonna invite more content creators on. We're gonna try to go with way more in-depth discussions for the community. And we actually, myself and Bob worked really hard on doing the new logo. Do let us know what you guys think for the show. It is underneath us here. Let us know what you guys think. And we've got some other stuff lined up for you guys coming up soon. So be prepared for that. But that said, content creator question of the week. Now we've had some stuff over the last couple of years with Raid. We've progressed quite a bit. Now, a lot of you are going to see that the account that's on here is actually not my main account. It's actually not even the current version of Raid. This right here is the original version. I think it's 1.13.
Yes.
That Raid released out. Okay? There are a lot of things that have progressed from back in the day until now, and so we're going to cover a lot of those. I know we can always be a little bit negative with a lot of the things that Plarium does, but I think today would be a great day to look back on 5 years on how they've progressed, what they've put into the game, and what we really used to actually be like with Raid Shadow Legends. So, kicking that off, I want to ask you first, who was your first legendary? And let's start with Daffodil.
Okay, so the legendary I pulled, or because when I started playing, then obviously there was a code for a legendary, and that was UDK. So I really treasure him. But the first Lego I pulled wasn't me. So for almost half a year, I have not put any Legos, no revivers, no healers. So I really had to learn a lot to play this game. And Mr. Pogo Pink Tie's wife. I had one shiny gold shard, and we know that, she's very lucky. And I said, what, pull that one shiny gold I've got. Finally, I could 4-key Ultra Nightmare Crumbles, pull it. And then she pulled me the Duchess. And that was huge for me. So she was my first Lego I pulled.
Wow. Okay, so
Damn.
you started off the game with Duchess right off the rip. Wow. Uh, how long have you been playing, Daph?
On the 7th of May, I just checked. It's gonna be 1 year.
Okay. So a little bit of a baby wise, she's just getting to crawl and starting to, walk a little
I
bit.
don't know why
you know?
people say I'm veiled. I'm not.
She's baby screen.
She's baby.
I'm lucky that's true since then. But I'm not veiled, but yeah.
Okay. Chad, let us know how long you've been playing Raid and who your first legendary was. Next up, let me ask Mr. Kenpachi. Ken, how long have you been playing and who was your first?
I've been start playing, I think, earlier 2019. So
Okay.
I don't know how much year is that. 5 years? 4 years? Yeah.
5 years. Almost 5
Almost
years.
5. Yeah. First Lego was Ryzen.
Okay.
Ask me how many Ryzen I have now.
+5, +6?
No, I have a 5 Ryzen.
5 reasons.
He's the only dupe champion on my Lizardman Faction Guardian. Yeah, I cannot wait to pull another one so I can unlock the 30 resist and accuracy.
Okay.
I actually want it, so for the crit skin also.
Nice. All right. Mr. G Mills, what about you, brother? How long have you been playing and who was your first legendary?
I've been playing since March 2020, and my first Lego was Molly Tankard, off an Ancient, and it was like, I want to say like maybe my 15th Ancient that I pulled.
Wow.
So yeah, pretty lucky on that. When I pulled her, I was actually a little upset because, like, I wanted a damage dealer, man, and I'm getting like a total support champ, but it turns out she was pretty awesome.
Yeah, she was kind of a must back in the day for Faction Wars, especially for,
yeah.
Dwarf
I mean, Arena
faction.
as well.
Yeah.
Because there is
Arena
no
had-
stone skin, there is no ship, she can provoke.
Yep.
Yeah.
PJ, what about you, brother? How long have you been playing and who was your first legendary?
This June, end of this June, I'll be playing for 3 years, so coming up on 3 years. And then my first legendary was Mashald or Mashalad.
Okay.
How you call him?
Mashalad?
He was
Salad also.
Yeah,
Salad.
Salad. Many different names, but yeah, he was huge. The control, like the true fears, he was a game changer. He was in every team, just master of, well, not master of control now, but back then for me he was.
Okay.
And damage.
So you
too,
got
like
him after the
damage.
buff, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, because he was like, oh my god, so bad.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll see in a minute here how bad he was because this is the original version. So,
Yeah, there you go. See.
so Mr. Nacho, who was your first legendary and how long have you been playing, sir?
I've been playing for 2.5 years, and my first legendary was Basilius Roanus.
Basilius Roanus. Okay.
Yep, huge, big old Basilius.
All right. Jay, did I ask you yet? No. Jay, what about you, brother?
I've been playing Raid for 4.5 years, and my first champion was Elder Scarred before the buff. So he didn't really, he helped me a little bit, but I had to replace him pretty quick with another Lego.
Okay. All right, Mr. Zero Brew, what about you, sir?
Yes. So I started March 4th of 2022. So I'm just over 2 years. And it's been quite the experience. And then in the very beginning, I got one of those little intro, hey, for $15, get you some juicy shards. And so I did, and I didn't know anything about the game. My buddy got me into playing the game originally, and I pulled my 4 ancients I got, and then I started pulling my voids. I think it was 2 voids in a sacred or something, that little intro pack. And I'll be danged, censoring myself, danged, but I didn't pull a Leo.
Oh.
And Leo carried me, and I had no clue, how hard it was to get a void legendary, much less that being my first legendary. So I have a special place in my heart for Leo, and he carried me in waves, bosses, and then of course arena as well. So awesome Lego to get out of the rip.
All right, solid. And
what about you?
So me and you actually share a date now. March 4th for anybody. That's my birthday. So you started playing Raid on my birthday. So
there you go.
We now have a anniversary every year. So that's good to know.
Hey, it's a destiny. It's destiny.
All right. But for me, I started playing back in, I believe it was October of 2019. And the first legendary I actually pulled was Nethril. And I kind of looked at him and I was like, I don't know. Could this guy be good? And I had him vaulted for so long until somebody was like, bro, you really want to use him for clan boss. And sure enough, I did. Between him and, Between him and Frozen Banshee, I got my first Nightmare 1 key. So I was kind of happy about that. Real quick, let me give a shout out to Mr. Briggs. Thank you very much for the Prime sub, sir. I appreciate you, brother. He's also another official Raid content creator. He does YouTube and Twitch. Make sure you guys go give him a follow. Really, really appreciate you. Thank you very much. And make sure you reach out to, we got an extra spot over here on the screen for the show. So let's get you on here. All right. Let's talk about Raid's first release. Now, a lot of you here are going to see there's not a lot, right? There is a huge change. First of all, one of the biggest things that came into Raid, and maybe you guys might have a different choice, is actually where the campfire is right now, we have a forge. I think that is probably one of the biggest things that they introduced to help progress a lot of accounts. Do you guys agree, disagree? Do you have a different thought of what else would be better than that? Let's start off with Zero first.
Yeah, so again, I came in after having the Forge. I couldn't imagine a time without the Forge. Gear is such an important part of this account. In fact, I jumped in one of my community members' accounts last night, and they're still early on, but they have a sig front and some other stuff. And I was just like, okay, the only thing that's holding you back is gear right now. You got your 5-6 star champions, and one's a mythical. Like, ride that pony and get better gear. And Forge is one of those pieces that kind of helps with that. So I couldn't imagine a world without it, to be honest.
Okay. Nacho, what about you?
Are you asking specifically about the Forge? Sorry.
The Forge, I mean, I think the best thing that they've added so far is the Forge, because it just, the utility of it is offhand.
By far, the Forge is your best place to get gear to this day. And that's mainly because you can target farm slots that you need. Like, at the point that I am in the game, it doesn't matter if I get a savage weapon with attack, speed, crit, and I get quad on anything. It doesn't matter because I don't have a bottom row piece to go with it. Until I get a bottom row piece, like, all my pieces are basically useless. So being able to actually target those with the Forge is invaluable. There's nothing else in the game that even comes close to the amount of gear that you're going to get from the Forge, specifically because of that factor. The bottom row is just too hard to get.
Yeah. And I feel like they've done a good job at, we know that some things get left in the dust, such as the sparring pit and being able to trade champions and stuff like that. But they've done a pretty decent job, I feel like, keeping it up with pace, right? So it doesn't get left behind like everything else. We get mythical gear out of it now. It's a good silver exchange if you really need it. But PJ, what about you, brother? What do you think?
Yeah, it's got to be up there for one of the best things they've added. Like Nacho was saying, you can target the bottom row pieces. You can also add the rank and rarity charms, the mythical charms now. So that's another way of trying to get some mythical gear. Obviously, it's hard to get those mythical charms. You have to do Centranos and get them in like tournaments and events. But they are out there for you to get. And yeah, speaking of the bottom row pieces, like gear selling, I know a lot of people are always super picky. But you gotta be careful on those bottom row pieces because it can be a lot harder to get. Even like an average bottom row piece can be worth keeping.
Okay, all right. Let's go Gestal. What about you?
Well, the Forge is obviously a great place to get gear. No doubts about that. But I would say the best thing that they've implemented in this game, Go try to build a character right now with gear. It is impossible in this build. Not only do you not see gear that's on other champions, you can't sort anything. You can't search for anything. So if you're gonna build a character, you basically go in there and you build them, and then that gear is essentially gone unless you remember you put it on that champion. So
Yeah.
I think the best upgrade they've done in this game is all the filtering and sorting. Even though it could be better, that is by far the best implementation, I think, from that build to where we're at currently.
Okay. Not lying. I wish I kind of had some of these. Look at this. A speed boot with quad.
Damn.
Can I get these on my main?
And he does.
What the hell?
That's sick.
Jay, what about you, brother? What do you think?
Yeah, man, perception, just that set alone changed the game. So, like, people who couldn't push plat, the reason why the Forge was so good was it was implemented actually good, right, compared to some other things. But on, a more positive note, it was one of the most impactful things in the game because people were farming speed and accuracy gear like crazy. So you're telling you could just do faction wars, which you were already doing to get Lydia when they released around the Forge, and then you get perception, which just changed everything. Like, and it's a 2-piece, not a 4. So it helped millions of players who are like early mid-game to finally get to that late and end game, including myself. It's just an insane and valuable set that even to this day, that is just super powerful. It allows you to get to insane thresholds you could never do. And then they, of course, added other stuff like lethal and all these beautiful stats. So yeah, it is one of the best things that Playerm has released in the game, and it's free. You don't have to spend gems to keep doing it. So overall, I love the Forge.
Okay. Mr. Ken, what about you?
I 100% agree with the Gestal. The filter system was the huge actually. Like, it's almost impossible to beat your champion. Right now, you can't search by main stat, you can't search by substat. You can't search by equipment champion gear, I think, right? That's... I don't know how I played this game back in the day. I actually don't remember. And the second
You
best
didn't swap gear. That's how you played it.
Second thing is they released recently is finally we got a ability to search champion by the name. Like, as a streamer who is doing lots of takeover, you have no idea where is the champion are. Sometimes champion are level 38, like 2 essential level on the reverse world. How I'm gonna find them? Now we can search very simple. And do you want me to know what is the next thing they are gonna bring to make the game big improvement?
What's that?
Tavern, bro. I don't want to click that 1-star champion multiple times. Why I'm clicking that? Tavern actually, as you can see, it didn't change at all.
No.
I mean, also the XP brew. The XP brew is changed.
Aesthetics wise, no, but yes, that. Yeah.
You can
Tavern needs a huge update.
You can sort differently. You can hide like a lot more things now.
It's definitely better.
Well,
that's the only update that they've really done is that you can like sort slightly better in the tavern, and it's just not enough.
You can't
and the brews.
You can't even go up and
stack
down.
brews anymore.
Like,
you got the stacked brews now.
Oh, there we go. Oh my god, why?
Oh, that's right. I forgot they used to be single like that.
Daffodil, what about you?
I cannot even imagine you playing this game without this filter, honestly. And I still hope they are going to add it to the tavern because I get so frustrated by it sometimes. So I cannot imagine. And he has the Forge. When I started the game, every day as a login, I got the Righteous set. I think that's when the Forge Pass was with Righteous.
Yeah, it is.
And I think that was one of my first purchases because I was like, I play other RPGs and other games. So I love World of Warcraft and I like more Path of Exile. So I know that gear is important. When I saw that gear is important, so obviously my first initial thought was like, okay, how do I get gears? And when I started beating more campaign, I said, oh, that's not good. Like, what is this 3-star flat 80k boots? What am I going to do with this? And then, obviously I found the Forge Pass. Plarium got me. And I started using the Forge. And to this day, probably most of my points is coming from it. Because I'm hoarding it just like crazy. Outside the daily quest, I usually don't forge it. If I'm out of monies, I usually I do food every day, hoping to I pull another Lego or something. So there will always be a 5-star chicken in my vault. And I really like the presettings in the battles. I don't know if you had that way back.
No,
that you
there was
could
no
set
presets.
the teams.
So,
and I think that's brilliant. But each dungeon should have their own specific slots. So if I open I call it Robotman Dungeon. You all know it's the Iron Twins.
Mhm.
I have to scroll down. I just recently put together my 3 Keeper team because I got tired of everyone coming into my chat and asking where it is. And all the presets would be like if you go to Spider, only your Spider ones. It wouldn't be mixed. I think that would be great. But I think these presettings, it is helping a lot if you really come up with a good team. For me, it is a big help. Because, I have a health condition and I just let a lot of auto runs. So that helped me a lot. Recently, I put together a new hard Spider team so I can farm it in a couple of weeks with food. And because of the AI was a little bit silly, but since I did on presettings, it's brilliant. I think it's a great addition to the game. Saves you time, honestly, and you don't have to worry about it because it's not like RSL Hyper. It's gonna do it right. So,
nope.
I really like that feature.
Okay. So I want to kind of go through each area of the game and see what's changed. And in the end, I'm going to ask you guys, if Raid hadn't just been the same, would you guys still be playing it right now? Is the love of the game for you, let's say the champions still came out the way it was, but none of these other extra features change, would you still play Raid? So keep that in the back of your mind. But I want to start with the summoning portal. Now, we all spend a lot of time here. And as content creators, one of the things we do is we pull shards for videos. Now, we've always had the 10x being able to pull 10 ancients, right? That hasn't changed. The drop rates haven't changed. What has changed is that we're able to pull more than one void. Now, imagine pulling 200-300 voids one at a time. Would you still be here playing and pulling shards at that point in time? Zero, I'm going to start off with you, man.
Yeah, so I would still play the game, I guess, because that's the only option you have to play it. But wow, what a pain in the butt. And honestly, and just to throw it back to the forge real fast, like I remember when they added the you can forge 10 pieces, and that's great. I would love for them to actually activate that collect button when you because it's in there. You select a piece, like let's say you have a 6-star legendary speed boot, and you can select that and hit collect, and it moves it out of there. And then you have a sell all button, and then just sell all the rest. That would help people, especially people like Gestal that are maxed out on their stuff, and it's going to go to their mailbox anyway. But yeah, I don't. They've added so much to the game; they have to find ways to speed it up, and like collecting gear. And I think, doing these one at a time, like you're doing right now, I think I would lose my mind. I've been talking for what, a minute or two, and you've only pulled nine or something. That's kind of ridiculous.
Yep.
So there you go.
I remember there was a video I was talking to Hell Hades that he did 200 voids back when this was one at a time. That video was almost an hour long, and that was just pulling voids. That is insane.
Yeah.
To think about that. Nacho, what about you, man? What do you think on the portal here?
I don't think the single voids is as big of a deal as you guys think. There's a lot of suspense that goes in with it too, and like you really don't get that many voids, and especially at that time in the game, you got even less voids. I mean, you're talking this is pre-Doom Tower, pre-CVC. Like the amount of voids you're getting on you, I mean, you might only have 20 or 25 fucking voids at a time to pull. the amount of suspense that goes with that is worth something as well. I think they've done a good job of providing the quality of life as they've added things into the game, right? Like, okay, now we're giving you more voids. Well, here, pull 10 of them at once, and etc. etc. And while that may not feel like a whole lot, but it kind of all plays in together, right?
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I mean, there was not, you didn't see a lot of people pulling that many voids. And on top of that, there wasn't a lot of chances for us. There wasn't a lot of voids for us to pull back then, right? When it first came out. So I agree. I think it's good and bad, because it's good because we can pull more voids. It's bad because we pull more voids, right? And we have to spend more. So, PJ, what about you, man?
Yeah, Nacho kind of brought up the point I was going to bring up. Even like nowadays, most people aren't pulling 300, 200 voids. That's like a long time to save up. Granted, pulling them single would be terrible, but you're not doing that like every day, every week. I mean, that'd be like once every 3 months or something. So like it wouldn't be that. I mean, it'd be bad, but it's not like wouldn't be like a daily thing. But as far as bringing the 10 pulls, that's definitely nice. And like as you said, they gradually went up. As they gave us more shards, they gave us the option to pull more shards.
Okay. I really can't imagine myself sitting here like, some of the videos I do, I pull like 200-300 voids. If I had to do that right now with a one pull, viewer retention would drop off after like the first minute, because people would be like, this is boring. I'm just seeing blue after blue. But Jay, what about you, man?
Yeah, back then, man, there was champion pool was smaller. The amount of void charge you could get was smaller as well. And 2x, it wasn't as often as it is now. Yep. You'd have to wait almost 3 months for 2x voids to come up, because you had to wait for 2x ancients, 2x sacreds, and they weren't as prominent as they are now. It took literal months to get 2x. So when it came, you were like, oh my god, it's finally time, let's go. So it didn't matter if you had 50 or 100, you were willing, because you've been waiting for so long to pull your void shards. And like Nacho was saying, it was actually, even if you're doing singles, you're like, oh my god, this is the one, so yeah, I remember doing it back then, and it was pretty crazy. But you didn't have hundreds unless you were spending money. So most players had about 30 to 50.
Right. And Ogar in chat, who is Bob, my editor, he's like, yeah, I'd stop. I'm done. I don't care how much you paid me. I'd be done editing your videos. That would be too much. All right, Mr. G Mills, what about you, sir?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly would have made me quit the game. I don't think it's that big a deal. But I do. Oh, there's a Lego. I do like it's more exciting when you see that Lego pop in the full screen than in like a 10. So it's not the end of the world. I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's certainly a nice quality of life change. I'm not mad they did it. But definitely not something that would have made me leave the game.
Okay. Ken, what about you, man?
As a free to play, it doesn't bother me that much, because you never get like that much void shard playing the game, especially back in the day, like Nacho said, because we wasn't getting that much shard. Like we can get void shard from Doom Tower. I think Cursed doesn't give us. You know what? Like, I mean, so most places was giving us void shard right now. Which is another one. Netrate.
My first one.
Your first one.
My first one.
Deja vu. But to be honest, like I don't mind that, because opening secret chart one by one, it doesn't bother me, because it's a 6% chance of pulling legendary, right? But if it is like 0.15%, like void shard, I mean, it's kind of can be boring opening like 300. Otherwise, I don't mind to open 300 by single if its drop rate is higher, So. Temple obviously huge, man.
Jeez. Did they change the rates? Were the rates better back then?
Guys, I'm thinking so. Like, what is that? Like 10 shards already and 3 legendaries? What the hell?
We need the old rates.
Yeah, let's get the drop rates back. All right. Daph, what about you?
Well, I don't track my mercy. I follow a lot of shards. People knows that. If you make it interesting, I think for a whale who's buying a lot, obviously, but I'm gonna be honest. This is also psychology. You see the bigger number, you want to feel it. We all know marketing. Like I don't know way back how was the packs, when you bought shards, but almost every offer has it now.
Yeah.
So it's easier in that way also get it, because I myself don't really buy shards unless there is energy next.
Okay.
But if you make it interesting, not obviously 200-300 but like a 30 pool, I think it's manageable. And as you said, you didn't get much anyways unless you bought it. Then I don't think it's a big of a deal. For mystery, thank God you had that option, right? But I can
Yes. We did have it for mysteries and ancients.
Yeah, for gold, if I have shiny gold shards and I have like 12, or they would have like the 10, I would still pull it one by one.
Okay.
The void is the same. If I have like 10, 12, I still pull it one by one because of the tension. And they just recently removed, right, that the spoiler with the points if we have
the
like
points,
chances or anything, because it was so annoying that you already saw the points. I was like, it lost excitement. Look at it, another like.
Damn.
Oh,
Last shot.
Oh, that's a good one.
You're fired.
Yeah, I don't. That really, it just depends on the numbers.
Okay. So, Plarium, it looks here like we're getting some boosted chances for legendary champions. Can we address that and get these chances back as opposed to like what we're currently getting? I think a lot of the player base would be happy there. Sorry.
Rare looks the same.
The rare tax.
We're getting the rare tax. 2020 had better drop rates than 2024. They've been decreased. But yeah, I think overall, the being able to summon more than one void was definitely great. Because again, I could not imagine myself doing this now, pulling that many voids. But yeah, it was definitely one of the most welcome changes out here. Fusion wise, this is we've still had the same ones over and over. These are all the ones that have stayed in there. They've added the Lady Mikage one, which is kind of great. I think that's very beneficial for the community. Sus, thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate you, sir. Much love. You are
Wait, can
a
we talk
legend.
about something
What's up?
that Daft brought up? Because a lot of people like especially like big CCs and big whales are pulling like 600 voids. Like, would you think they would add like more than a 10 pull, like a 20 pull or something ever?
Well,
they need to give us more space for it.
Yeah, they would have to give us more space for something like that, and then they would have either that or they'd have to give us some sort of way to be able to swap this into like a chicken or a brew or something, because we wouldn't have
Oh, please.
any sort
That would
of
be great.
we wouldn't have enough room. Like it just doesn't make sense.
Well, you're pulling 600 shards either way.
True, and you're pulling 600
Yeah.
shards, but I think a lot. Maybe I might be wrong, but if I
you
was
need to make the space either way.
right, but I think because we don't have as a player like myself, right, on my
I don't
main
have much in
account,
the vault.
on my main account, I have my vaults pretty much all full, and my reserve vault, like this is pretty much what my main vault looks like, is one of every champion in there, and the reserve vault's kind of almost the same. So
I heard from the Scratch, they are actually start eating their 6-star to make a space now.
That's what I've been feeding 3s and 4s and 5s that are fully ranked up just to make room.
yeah, because it is kind of too much. So I think even though that they've done a lot of good things on this area, I think we still need some assistance with this, some sort of change to be able to just to feed them. I don't care if I turn them into a chicken or some XP brews or something, whatever. Let me trade my metal shaper in for like 10 brews.
Hey, if they can
okay.
stack the chickens like they can the
Or the
brews, turn them into
chickens.
chickens.
Yeah.
And if you still want to brew them for the, if you're doing a champ training event, you can still take it up, throw a couple brews in a 3-star chicken, turn it into a 3-star, and whatever the star the champion is, you should be able to turn it into that kind of chicken. If it's an epic, it's a 4-star, turn to a 4-star chicken.
As long as it's
get rid of it.
like make the requirement maxing the level of the rank, right? I mean, then we're at least investing something into it. They get something fucking out of it. At least something, I'll meet them in the middle on that end. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll invest something into it to make it into an actual storable chicken versus a level 1. Like I could understand that design standpoint at least, right? But like give us something. I don't have space to hold 300 of these chickens.
Yeah. No, and it's really it is one of those things. Is when we're sitting there and like if this was my main account and I'm sitting on this many shards, you damn well know I'd be pulling, like I am right now. But
nice jump.
I know, right? I wish this was. Does anybody want this? I can, we can see if maybe Plarium might transfer it over to you guys. I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
Thank you.
Take a few.
Everybody's like, yeah, I'll take some. But yeah, chat. Let us know. What do you guys think? What would be the best sort of fix to have to deal with this? Like, if we start pulling more shards, what did you guys want to see? Do you want to see more of trading them for brews, trading them for chickens, other sort of materials? Like, and what would you guys think would be the best kind of qualification for it, right? Because we can't just, like Nacho was just saying, like it has to be at least level 30 or something like that. Like meet them kind of halfway, make it realistic for them to do something. So I'm interested to find out what you guys think.
I think Watch of Realms is a 1-for-1 trade.
Yes.
No, it is like if you pull the rare champion, you can convert them to the gems.
Yes.
So,
To gems.
Yeah. You can convert them to gems. And then if you use them to ascend them, I believe you get a chicken that way, right? So if
true.
So you get something no matter which way you go.
Yeah.
So
all I'm saying is how it is now, I can't even use the chickens on my account because I have to use them to constantly free up space. So like chickens are irrelevant because you constantly have to do the champs. Yeah. So I think it'd be a win-win. Just convert them chickens, and then we just use chickens from there on out to level them up. I think that would be brilliant.
Okay. All right. Let's hop into, and this is going to be a big one, the tavern. Now, for a lot of the older players here, biggest thing that when I got in here and because I've been playing Raid for a while, I got in here and I was like, wait, why can't I filter which one is my lower rank, which one's my higher rank? We didn't have this back in the day. This is probably the most and biggest feature I miss right now. But we also had things where if you wanted to level a champion, it was not as easy, right? Like I have to sit here and scroll down. Now remember, this was early enough where it was not released on PC, it was just on mobile. So you were doing this on your phone. But all of your brews here had to be separate. You never were able to do like what we do now and put them in. So imagine doing a champ training and having to do this over and over and over again. As for the tavern, what do you guys think is the biggest quality of life feature that they put in here that changed it for the best? And then give us one feature of what you guys would love to see in here implemented. Let's start with Zero first.
Yeah, so the two things that really just stand out to me is the ability to hide like the maxed out champions or whatever. Like when you select, I don't even know what that feature's called. But
hide max champions, I think it's called.
Yeah, hide max champions. Yeah. When you're doing it,
Only
right?
show upgradable, right, or something.
Yeah. So that's nice. But then the sort feature, because I constantly use that to help with the problem. And then that leads into how would I improve it? Just like God, like I would love to just have a filter right there that just says show me all 3-star champions and just hide all the other crap, right? And they've got to stack chickens like they do brews. And I would even love, because there's so much space here, like take those 6 ones that you have in, bring them in right there, and just throw all 4 of your brews like off to the side as like always there, and you can just click them and do whatever. That'd be nice too. There's plenty of space here to add a few things or chickens or whatever. But yeah, I just like the Forge Pass, like they've got to find smaller ways if they're not going to speed up the bigger parts of the game. I know they just gave us 2x dungeons. Thank you, Plarium, for that. But in reality, you still have to, run a whole bunch of those things, no matter what. Live Arena takes up so much time too if you're constantly doing it. I mean, half your player base, and they're going to know the numbers. Probably aren't even doing Live Arena because it just takes up so much time, and the time is time gated. And I get the reason for doing that. But yeah, like these smaller items would just do wonders. And I go back to I like the idea of converting the chickens. So hopefully I didn't take up too much time and took everybody else's answers, but yeah.
Next question.
Yeah, exactly. No, go ahead.
So one of the things you guys are going to notice here, which is actually pretty big, is if you wanted to feed your epic champions, you could not actually do it through the tavern. You got to go in, you got to unlock each and every single one of them in here.
Oh, that's brutal.
All right. And then
That's
go
actually
and feed them.
The fastest way to do it still is to go to your inventory and go to each one and unlock them that way. It's way faster than doing it at the tavern.
I just like if I'm
not being able to do it at all sucks in the tavern. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. Because you're like, oh man, I can have them all. But it's definitely faster to go to your inventory. I promise.
But
I have to jump back in because you know what they really need to do when it comes to souls. If you haven't ascended your person, why does it force you to go to champion, then go to tavern, and then when you go back, it goes back to champ screen, and then you lose where you were in the soul thing? Why can't when you click, hey, I want to ascend this champion, and just take you straight to the tavern and let you ascend them? Or ascend them right there in the soul spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that would be, I don't know why you'd have to go to the tavern to do it. But anyway, sorry.
To put a soul on one of your champions, you don't. You can do it right in the altar.
What? To
ascend them? No. To ascend them, he means.
Or you were saying souls.
Yeah, during the champion souls.
So you get a soul, and it's like, hey, I want to awaken someone, but this is like a level 50 champion. I haven't.
You haven't leveled them. Okay,
be able to send them right there. I don't know why because you can click, take them to the champ screen, and you can go from the champ screen to the tavern.
Right.
Then you can ascend them, but then you can't get back to where you were in the soul.
It's because they need a certain amount of verification steps to stop people from wasting their resources on accident. So they force you to go to the tavern first. This is the reason you can't one-click anything in the game. It's like pocket dial protection, basically.
Okay.
That's why they do it, I promise. They make you go through each of the UIs so you can't just spam things on accident. Like, my one buddy bought 5 lifesteal packs on accident one day in his pocket. Like, he was working and he had his phone in his pocket and he's like, I have what? He's like, that was how much money? You know what I mean? So as a mobile game, the UIs are designed to prevent a lot of, which can be annoying when you play on PC especially, but a lot of the safeguards are because of that reason.
All right. Who was I at now? Nacho?
Sure. One of the biggest things is that
you tell us
is the brews. Like you had to do each brew. Like if you wanted to do a rank 50, you had to do it 5 fucking times. Like, come on, man. This is it's too much. Like it was too much. Now we don't have to. It was one of the best updates that they did that we haven't mentioned at least. So
I would love, sorry to time in on that, but can we, like if you're gonna do like 6 for a 4-star, which is what I always do, can we have a setting that just says when you click the brew,
we need an X option.
By default comes in at 6, and then you can use the slider if you want to move it off your default.
That's
nice to set a default.
RuneScape put that into all of their UIs. They put in you could withdraw 1, 5, 10, 25, 100, but then they put in an X feature. so you could literally set it to whatever the heck you wanted.
That's
Which is what we really need, because I mean you're going to use various things across various levels, and then some people just use a different amount of brews. You know what I mean? If you did like something in campaign potentially or whatever, but it would let you streamline all those things. That would be amazing. Something along those lines.
Okay. PJ, what about you, man?
Oh yeah, I gotta say the show upgradable only. That's a big one. That saves so much scrolling. Also the probably the brews is huge. But I say the upgradable only. As far as things I could add, I'm not sure if this it's not really. I guess it would be a tavern thing. It's more of a gear thing, but it'd be like to have a like a what's it called?
Closet.
Like a closet, where you could like swap things over, but not have to do it individually. Swap the gear over.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that'd be huge. But yeah, the upgradable only is really nice.
Okay.
So I'd say that's probably one of the biggest things.
All right. Jay, what about you, my man?
Yeah, like brews, we had a decent amount of brews back then, but it wasn't that bad.
No one used brews back then. For that reason.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it was also people were progressing. Like stage 15, you couldn't get superior potions as much. You know, you probably didn't get as many brews. We weren't getting as many tournaments and events back then. Game was a little bit slower. So brews was annoying, but it wasn't as. But showing upgrade only was killing me, man. I remember sometimes. One time, because back then Plarium was doing more in the beginning when I started, you get a guaranteed Ray, guaranteed Lysandra, like, you know, for the champion trainings, kind of like the Chris one. And I remember sitting there on my phone, Tavern, scrolling, and I was just like, so many champions I have to go through, and I was just like, man, I hated seeing the ones I don't want to upgrade. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I just want to see the chickens, to level up to the chickens. So yeah, I would say that was number one for me. Like it was just annoying space there. But of course, the brew one is another good one as well.
Okay. Gestal, what about you, brother?
Every improvement they've made in the tavern has been
the biggest
very welcomed. Yeah, they've all been very necessary. But frankly, it's still the clunkiest and the worst thing to even go into. It still needs to be more. I think. One, get rid of the animations. Nobody cares that the dude's excited that he's now leveled up a little bit.
You don't need to wait for those anymore. You can just level.
Oh, you can?
Yeah,
it just
hit the space bar.
No, you don't have to do that. You just trims the animation if you click a next one. Like it doesn't finish it. It just trims.
No, but sometimes it gets tripped up not getting the animation. Sometimes the animation gets delayed, and then you can't. Yeah,
you can't click that quick.
So.
You can't rank a champion up that quick. You have to click it and then click the feuds into it.
No, I'm saying the animation messes up. Like the animation doesn't pop off, so that delays any other functionality of the tavern from working. So,
but you can trim it. I do it all the time. I have no idea what you're talking about. They literally made it a feature recently that you can skip all of the animations. There was an update like 2 months ago.
No, I understand that, and I like that. It's better, but I'm saying the animation sometimes locks up. Whether you're trying to skip through it or not, it locks up, preventing you from doing anything in the tavern. You can only basically X out of it. It sometimes just bugs out. I don't know why, because it's old or whatever. But I guess you've not experienced that. It happens to me, I feel like, fairly frequently.
Never once.
Okay.
This right here bugs me the most right now, that I can't click to go feed them.
Don't feed your Lego, bro.
Why not? It's the one time
I don't know, it feels wrong.
It's the one time I actually can get to do something dumb without having it to be a repercussion on my account.
That's what you want? Feeding your Lego?
Let him have his fun.
Ken, what about you, man?
XP Brew. I don't like to click multiple time. And the next thing I hope they will bring one day, like, I don't know, Raid already 5 years old. I don't know why this company is working so slow. But I really want to, like, either, like we mentioned earlier, either give us a power to turn the 1-star, 2-star, 3-star into the chicken, you know. If we want 4-star or the 5-star as well, there is no 6-star chicken actually, so So either let them to turn them to the chicken, so we don't have to worry about the space, or either give us an option. You know, like we open I think lots of us opened mystery shard recently, right? On the April Fools, 1000 mystery shard. Opening them is annoying, but feeding them is much worse. Like you have to select one star. It's like back in the day we are clicking XP, bro. It's still there. Like we have to get rid of the 1-star champion somehow, and we can't. We just need to feed them slowly. And it's really like it's the worst thing to open in the mystery shard. Like I really hate that. And I hope they will figure out something soon, which is they can just look the 1 million game on the market, or they can just ask us. We always here to give them free idea. But yeah, Tavern. The thing is, game need right now Tavern quality of life improvement, and another thing is friend system. Like it's an online game, bro. Like tell me one online game without friend system. Like, it's maybe like what Doom, first Doom maybe released like 69 years ago. I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna get some slack
I was
for
gonna say
this.
this thing about Ken is if you could have a slide bar for like the 1 stars or 2 stars, whatever, that would be huge.
Amazing.
Just a drop down. Feed all 1 stars done.
Yeah.
Feed all.
Okay. Daffodil, what about you?
So to me, compared to you guys, it's a very it is broken. It is much more comfortable to play this game with all of these changes. I mentioned earlier that it would be great to search by name like you do in your, I call it stash because of Path of Exile. If you have dupes and you want to level them up and such, that obviously to me it would be very helpful, and not clicking one by one on the chicken. Like you could on the computer use the right mouse click and just hold it and just like kind of mark them the amount you want and just pull it over. I think that would be great. On the phone you can do it by tapping as well. That would be great. Obviously when I look at the game I also look at in a way to make sure that it is accessible. I'm thinking about the disabled community when I'm playing any types of games, and I cannot imagine do what you've done way back. And I use all of the 1-star champions as brews. To be honest, I don't waste energy, nor sometimes I do on it, but I use them as brews usually to level up other champions. I really would add that feature honestly to look for by name, so I could find them easily if I have dupes and I want to work on them. The brews, well, it's just a slide bar, to set it up, but I don't know what else can be improved by regarding that, because it's all already, if you want to max it out, the brew, you have to slide the slide bar. Why not just right click or something, and do you want to max it this champion fully with the brews or not? That would be, because that's, to me it's annoying.
Okay.
But yeah, to me, because I just started a year ago, it's much more comfortable to do this.
Okay.
Yes.
By the way, anybody watching that's new, you see me feeding these Legos in this. Don't do this.
He's creating.
don't crunch what I'm doing. Don't give your Duchess into who did I feed it to? Maeve.
Maeve or something.
Don't feed
Don't
your
ever do that.
Duchess into Maeve. This is just getting to have some fun, But overall, I mean, the tavern has had a phenomenal change to it. There's definitely some things we can progress with it, but I think overall, like, it's just been a game changer. Like, I don't think I'd be still willing to do half the things that this thing is asking me to do. Like, I really like being able not to just sit here and click these is getting to me right now. Like, I'm just like, this is taking too long.
I would have kid definitely.
And it would definitely be a lot more time consuming, right? But I think overall raid on this part, 2 out of 2 so far. I'm gonna say we've definitely progressed. We've definitely done a huge change to the quality of life, and I'm all for it. I love it so much. Let's jump in.
How long do you have access to this, BLAZIN? T-Bone wanted to know.
I think I have it for another day or so, and that's pretty much about it. I think they're kicking us off of this either today or tomorrow, or Tuesday. I think they haven't really said what day exactly, but they did tell us that it was only going to be up for a short amount of time. But
that's cool that they did this, though.
Yeah,
like
let's talk about
on that.
Sparring pit.
To me, it's really interesting. To me, it's a very interesting
to
Seeing
see
the difference.
to see the back and now, right? It's definitely quite a bit of a change. Like, sparring pit itself, they've added so much here, and it, this literally used to be one of the areas that I never even bothered to unlock, or would never even click, because it's like it's not worth my time until now. Where they've changed everything, they've gave us the faction guardians. Like, this was just a complete dead spot for us.
By the way, guys, this is not like first raid build. This is like 2020 build, early 2020. Raid been there like since the 2019.
Yep.
So, like, first build was a little bit different than that. Not much different, because back in the day, I remember that all of us was asking content. Give us a content. Because they promised, they showed the roadmap, and Doom Tower was there in 2019, and they released it like what, end of 2020?
Yeah.
Yeah, then they said after that they are never gonna release a roadmap.
Yep. The roadmap there was gone. You know what? Let's do some there's a couple of Easter eggs in here that they have put in, and we're gonna go through. Now, the Easter eggs, I feel, might be champions coming to the game soon. Maybe. But let's go ahead and take a quick peek. Way back. These are the champions that we
look at this
really...
banner, Lord.
we
Oh, amazing.
Where are they?
There was no Taurus, no Marichka. Baron was probably one of the worst Void Legos you could get.
Yeah.
But this was really bare bones, right? We've had a lot of champions that have been brought in, and some have kind of stayed through the whole meta. Now, I don't know if you guys see anything here that maybe is currently not in game. I think everything here looks like it's still in and was never changed, or not changed, but it was it's still in game, right? I don't think anything else. Is there any champions that you guys want to see? What
Shamal looks
they
different.
got? Who?
Shamal. Yeah, he looks different.
There was no Shamal back then.
Secret Order.
Oh, okay. Let's go into Night Elf or High Elves. I don't think there was anything in here that I noticed. Shamel. Who is this guy? Hero.
It's a Shamal.
Hero.
That's Shamel?
Oh, it is! This was Inquisitor Shamel.
Get a little work done.
Yeah, he had quite a bit of things done. That's a little bit of an interesting one.
Wow.
Same kit. Yeah, same kit, everything.
Yep.
He had some work done on him. Okay. Okay. He looks a little different. I don't see anything else here. Let's see. Barbarians. I don't think we had anything here that was kind of like a sneak preview or anything here that really changed a lot, right? Most of the kits on the champs are still about the same. Oh, you guys want to see how bad Woad Painted was? The skill kit was just absolutely horrible. horrible. Sorry, guys. Just got some allergies going on. Organ Tribe, what do we got here? Gurgo, who was actually given out and as part of the, what was it? Was he the Forge or the pass, the battle pass, I think?
No, it was Wurlim.
Wurlim. Okay, Wurlim. Skull Crusher's still the same. The only, one of the only 3 counterattacks. Gurgtuk used to be actually even worse. But, I mean, look at just the... And I don't know how it comes out to you guys because we are, streaming in a higher definition. But, like, the graphics on this are way duller than what they used to be. Let's see here. I know that we had one in here, the Lizard Men, right?
Yep.
So we got Rosin, and then we've got this guy right here.
Yeah.
Nazamok.
Kuzen.
Who actually I've if they release this guy, I'm all for it. The A1 has a pretty solid kit. Although I'm kind of confused when we get into the next part, but the A1 attacks one enemy has a 50% chance of placing a decreased attack for 2 turns. I think that's really good. If the target is under leech, has a 100% chance of placing a 50% decreased attack on the target for 2 turns. So, pretty strong right there for the A1. The A2 attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing a decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. And then this is kind of where it gets a little weird. Also places a shield buff on all allies for equal to 30% of this champion's max HP for 2 turns. The shield cannot be removed if placed when their enemies are under leech. And then it's got a counterattack and provoke, which doesn't really make sense because he doesn't say that he's placing that in his skill kit. But it'd be a little interesting to see if we get a champion like this in game, right? That is
What's the passive?
The passive says whenever an ally under a reflect damage is attacked, places a leech debuff on the attacker for 1 turn, reflects 50% of the damage inflicted back to the attacker.
That's the track.
That is Snit Track.
Yeah.
Okay. So Snit Track was already in the game.
Who is this legendary Jarec, bro?
Legendary?
Yeah.
Oh my
Really?
god.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Look at the name.
Backscaled. Tasaka backscaled. Interesting.
It's thick.
I'm not gonna lie. I like the skin.
Yeah,
He looks really cool.
Cool.
Let's see. Attacks all enemies, has a 30% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed for 2 turns. Who does that on their A1 as a lizard man? This champion's resistance is increased by 5 for each poison debuff on the enemy team.
It's
3-turn
unfinished.
cooldown.
Unfinished abilities.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then the passive increases duration of all
A3.
poison debuff. The A3, yes. Increases the duration of all poison debuffs and HP burn buffs on all enemies for 1 turn. Instantly activates poison
That's
and
Tio.
HP burn
Yeah,
buff.
that's the.
Yeah, that's a TO.
That's it. Yeah.
He was looking different.
Places a weaken for 2 turns on enemies not under poison and sleep. Interesting. Someone said Fushan attacks all enemies. Does Fushan place a decrease? No, he doesn't place a decrease.
No.
One. No.
That's a TO. I wonder what decision make them to change this champion from Lizardman to the Night Revenant, make it TO.
Yeah,
I'm really curious about it.
that is. Yeah, because Theodore also has accuracy in all battles, not HP. But
True.
what do you guys think? Would you? Should they put this guy in the game? Would he be good?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think definitely as a fusion. Let's go for it, Plarium.
Hydra, let's go.
Yep. Where would you guys actually use him? Nacho.
Hydra.
Okay. Hydra number 1. All right. 0.
Yeah, Hydra all the way.
PJ.
Let me think. Hydra.
Okay. Jay, I'm looking for an original answer here. What about you?
Well, unfortunately, you can't put too many poisons on the Hydra heads. There's only 3 heads that can be. So overall, his kit can definitely be used there because he can proc burns and poisons. But I think it's more like a solo champion. Maybe it might make him solo like Dragon or something like that, or maybe use him in Curse City.
Okay. Gestal, what about you?
I guess you could activate HP burns in Spider if you're running a comp like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just to be different. I don't know. The AoE decreased speed on the A1's obviously Hydra though.
All right. Ken, what about you?
Hydra and the solo dungeon.
All right. And Daph?
Scarab.
Scarab?
Oh,
okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
can work.
look at the shield, which you already need, right?
Yeah.
And if you pair it with a burner, I use my Theo, actually, for Scarab.
Okay.
And I pair it up usually with my Geo. And so, because my Geo is squishy, and even if he goes down, Theo extends the burn. So, like, pairing up, and then he, right, his resi is increased as well.
Yeah.
Depending on the numbers of poisons. So you gain extra resi and you build it with high resistance. You pair up with an HP burn champion and maybe, I don't know, Duchess or someone who or Hurricane's A2, right? That drops also shield. I think I would use him in Scarab, definitely.
I definitely, yeah. There's a lot of you. I think if they put him as a fusion, he would definitely be a must-do fusion. I think, Plarium, if you're watching, almost all of us. You know what? I like Ken's idea better. Let's get this as the next login champion. But I think there'd definitely be a great spot for him as a in the game for a fusion or something.
Also, you could use them for arena for the A2 to get rid of the stone skin because they explode, or the A3, for the HP burn. You just pop that.
Okay.
Become a shape.
So, as someone who has Sulfurion, I've attempted to do that. It's not as good as one would think.
Yeah.
Do you have a high blessing on them?
I'd have to look.
Yeah, you need the HP burn blessing.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
I don't remember the name,
doing
but
that to Sulfurion. But yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, and chat just mentioned that rosin speed used to be 91. This got buffed up quite a bit. Let's see. Anything else? Let's go into the Skinwalkers. Do we have anything here that may have changed? I don't see anything. Orcs. Let's see here. What do we got? Tuhan.
Yeah, Tuhan.
Yeah,
I think Tuhan.
Yeah, Tuhak the Wanderer. We got Sandlash right here. Let's see. Krila. Nothing's really changed on her. I think she's still the same. Yeah. Let's see. Nothing here. Let's go into Demon Spawn.
Nope.
Nope. Nothing here. Everything's still here.
Undead one.
Undead, we got Rotos. Now, y'all want to know how busted Rotos was back in the day.
Oh. Oh, man.
He could just infinitely just go turn after turn after turn after turn. Rotos is actually, I hear a lot of people say the new duo is the meta and this and that. Listen, this guy has been in for 4 years now almost, maybe a little bit longer, shorter, give or take some time. He is still one of the most used arena champions and will mess anybody up if built properly. Maybe I'm wrong. Nacho's got a look on his face. I'm going to put it off to him. Sitting there drinking his little Baja Blast.
Roto's gonna mess you up, yo. And he's been nerfed 3 times. The Roto's...
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the strongest version of Raid we have. He's still relevant, and he's been nerfed 3 times.
Yep.
They also nerfed Relentless set because of him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And UDK.
Yeah.
Because
counter.
the skill over there was ignore 100% defense, so you wasn't need a Savage Gear on him at all, and it was straight up block revive. Like,
yeah, just
there is no stone skin, guys. There is no reaction accessories. So if you are Rotos going first, boom, A3 block revive that.
Attacks one enemy will ignore 60% of the target's defense. Also ignore killable and block damage. Enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. If this champion has gained maximum HP from the A2, grants an extra turn.
No, this is, I think, nerfed version.
I think yeah.
One of them.
I think this is
one of them. Yeah,
yeah. I think
because
this was,
I'm pretty sure A3 was block revive right away.
Yeah, block revive right away. It was. So this
It
was
used to be, yeah.
actually after the nerf. So this was one nerf later. But
By the way, if anybody curious how long they take them to nerf them, Rotos was the fusion guys, and it took them 1 year. Yeah.
We got Sifi in here. Sifi pretty much has been
Still
the same.
balanced champion. Like,
Yeah.
let's not talk about Sifi.
Yeah,
Balanced
yeah.
clear.
A1, A1 not overpowered at all.
No.
Let's go. Oh man,
Ooh.
she's got a lot more to her kit than what she has. The A1 attacks one enemy, has a 45% chance of placing a decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Damage from this skill increased by 10% every time this skill used, stacked up to 100%. God, can you imagine still having that in game? Can you imagine still having that? I think she'd be like one of the best nukers. Like, I could see why she was. This wasn't released. The A2 attacks all enemies 2 times, places a shield buff on this champion for 2 turns. The value of the shield is equal to 5% of this champion's max HP for each critical hit. Damn. I think I want this version. The A3 attacks one target, hits decrease turn meter by 50% with 75% chance. If the enemy has more alive heroes than you, deals AoE instead of AoE attacks have its own multiplier. If the hero deals an AoE attack, each enemy gets their turn meter decreased. If the target skill has one or more enemy, if the target kills one or more enemy, grants an extra turn. Wow.
Or a turn cooldown.
Wow, 4 turn cooldown, extra turn. Let's see, decreases the damage taken by AoE by 50%. What the hell?
Accuracy.
If the target's max HP is more than this target's max HP, this champion attacks will deal damage based off the target's max HP. Attack, and yeah, so this is actually a Crizia in disguise. That is the kit. That is the kit.
She play basketball.
I would love to see when attacking weak affinity, you always deal a critical strike. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Guys,
Hydra, too.
Plarium, we want her now. I'll take this right now. Let's go.
Maybe they're doing Lego versions of them like they did like the starters.
That would be actually kind of cool, to be honest. That would be actually kind of cool.
Preview.
But we got them already, didn't we? The Supreme version.
Well, we got Supreme, but not like the undead
Like
ones.
dark
So
versions or something.
Supreme Dark.
yeah.
Supreme Dark. Okay.
You know, Noble says, "Can you imagine Fire Knight 20 with this? Like, what? This would be insane."
Supreme Darker.
All right. Oh, our cadaver. Rest in peace. This guy.
Yeah, can you do Hydra right now? You can.
This guy. Rest in peace. Let's take a look. Dark Elves. Who is this guy?
Hydra, isn't it?
A1 Fang Cleric.
No, Fang Cleric, yeah.
Fang Cleric, yeah. Attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance of random debuff to the target. Heals all allies by 20% of the champion's max HP if the turn meter is fully healed. Okay, I don't think he's changed much at all. Right? I'm Coldheart is everybody's favorite champ. I think she's probably been the staple of every account. Let's see here. We've got nothing else in here. We did actually recently get a buff to Queen Ava, so that's actually kind of welcomed here. She's no longer just a trash Lego. Let's see. Night Revs. Thea the Tomb Angel. Thea the Tomb Angel was... She wasn't in.
She was there. She's Doom Tower.
No, Doom Tower wasn't in.
Yeah, Doom Tower wasn't in. So let's attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 75% chance of placing a Hex debuff for 5 turns? Does she do 5 turns right now?
No.
This
I don't
debuff
think
cannot...
any debuff lands for 5 turns.
This debuff cannot be resisted. Each critical hit decreases the cooldown of Not on This World by 1 skill, or by 1 turn. Attacks all enemies, damage increased by 50% for each Hex debuff on the enemy. Stacks up to 300%.
It is 5 turns right now.
It is 5
It
turns?
is.
Holy
Jeez.
shit. It's attacks...
Well, and Hex used to not even do what Hex does today, right?
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's true.
They buffed the X actually multiple times.
Okay. But so it attacks 2 times at random, and I think the way it works is one target gets like 2, one target gets 3, or because I don't think I've never seen a 5 stack of Hex put out there. Yeah, everything else looks the same. Let's see here. This would be Padma. She looks pretty much the same.
Sepulchre Sentinel.
Sepulchre Sentinel.
Yeah.
Thank you. She looks pretty much the same.
Whisper has a old profile picture.
Whisper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, the profile pic is different.
Yeah. I like this one better, honestly.
Yeah.
I think they changed it by copyright
Yeah.
claim or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Dwarfs. Hey, listen,
Damn.
if you guys
It was
wanted to be faction wars, this was the Dwarfs faction wars right here.
Hey, Torbe was the fusion, come on.
Yeah. He was a fusion.
It was super hard fusion, by the way, guys, back
so
in the
was
day.
Molly.
Oh my god.
So was Molly. She was a fusion. And then Trenda used to be the number 1 nuker. But yeah, I you know, the champion pools, we've got a lot of new champs. Could be good or bad, depending on what it is.
But did someone say it on the chat, Scala, actually. I think it's a good point. Maybe they just put some random champion there in the index to, you know, some people are data mine the game, you know, maybe they just want to make them the confuse. It's actually a good idea.
That is
maybe
true.
there is a reason this champion we never see them.
I would love to see this guy in. I think the skill kit here would definitely be great. And I would definitely love to see this guy. I just want the skin. You know what? I'll take Fushan's. Give us this skin for Fushan. I'm not going to lie, guys. Like,
More straight.
I really like this skin. Like, it is actually kind of cool. Like, I really love this skin. It's phenomenal. All right, let's jump into some of the dungeons and stuff, right? Now, campaign, we've always had normal, hard, brutal. Nothing's really changed here. Everything's been the same, right? Dungeons-wise, we used to actually only farm to level 20, right? No hard modes, none of that stuff. It was not as easy to try to get to most of these dungeons. Now, how long did it take you guys to get to stage 20? Let's start with Daffodil.
Ages. To be what changed it when I finally pulled Cold Heart.
Okay.
For like months. And my multi-eater and reviver for a very long time, for 5 months, was Lightsworn. Because, you know, his A1 is a multi-eater. So that's how I could manage it. And it took me just to beat the stage. So I just recently started farming Fire Knight, to be honest, a couple of weeks ago, because I was really struggling with it. And I'm so glad I went for the Blizzard Fusion, because he's really helpful there for me. And then I put Nador. But way back when I started and I finally got to 20, it took me like 4 months, maybe even a little bit more. I pulled the Cold Heart finally, so that was helpful. And it still took me stage 20 for like 15 minutes to beat it. And I was like, you know, just let it run in the background. I didn't have that much thing to do because I was still a beginner. So it's like, okay, 15 minutes, let it run. So yeah, it was really, I was really struggling with it. And obviously when Cold Heart went down, like, oh my God, I had to time it really right, that my Lightsworn throughout the revival that right on time before they were slopped down. he brought them back. My UDK healed them back, and then started all over again. So that's how I managed it.
Okay. Ken, how long did it take you being Mr. Free?
It didn't take me that long because my third legendary champion was the Krisk. I've been using him everywhere, man. Like Dragon, Spider, Ice Golem, Fire Knight, everywhere. So I really don't know. Cannot give you the time because I don't really remember. But Krisk helped me a lot back in the day.
Okay. All right. Mr. Gestal, what about you, sir?
Yeah, kind of like Kenpachi. I got Sir Nick fairly early, and he did everything for me: damage, support, unkillable, shields. He helped me get through everything. So, and I willed pretty early on in the game, so getting through content was kind of a piece of cake.
Okay. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but we'll touch upon it when we get into the other one. But I kind of like when this was all spelled out. I'm not going to lie. Jay, what about you?
It took me a few months. I was like stuck on not getting able to put my debuffs until one day, I was like, I watched a video from, I think it was Stu or Hell Hades way back in the days when people didn't even have cameras. And I remember, I was like thinking to myself, I'm like, man, I understand I need 200 accuracy, but I don't have my Great Hall high. What if I just took Erin, which is an epic from Demon Spawn, and I just used her accuracy lead, even if I didn't build her, kept her naked. I put her in the lead position so I could get that dungeon aura. And the moment I did that, all my, I remember my Fire Knight, Ice Golem, and Dragon, I was able to go from 16, 17 straight to 20, full auto. That's how powerful accuracy was. And I was like, oh, wow. And I remember I did a video on it way back like 3-4 years ago. And so, yeah, it took me about 3 months because I was just stuck because I didn't understand why. I was like, I have these strong Legos and champions. I'm like, I'm just getting too RNG from the books, from not, getting resisted as well. Not just 3%, but more because I didn't have enough AC. So once I put that AC, it was just like full out all the way. And I was like, wow.
Okay. Mr. PJ.
Yeah, I definitely don't remember how long it took me. I definitely know Michaud was probably in there. I wouldn't be surprised if Armiger was in there either. I definitely used Armiger a lot early on and a lot of the dungeons with the turn meter and the max hit on the A2, which is...
You just froze on us. All right.
Disconnect. Yep.
Let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and jump to Nacho next, and then when PJ comes back, we'll get back onto him.
So on the free-to-play account that I just did for the Hell Hades challenge, it took me 2.5 weeks to get to stage.
Sorry, I disconnected.
3 weeks. As far as clearing it 100%, I still don't think I am. To be honest. So I'm 3 months in and I still don't have 100% team on 20.
Okay.
On my main account, I mean, I was a whale, so don't listen to me.
Okay. All right. PJ, get us.
Yeah, sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, and I was just saying Armiger, I just used him a lot early on. I don't know where I cut out.
I think it was around Armiger.
Yeah, just hit with the A1 and the A2. I said with stage 20, there's no cap, so it's he was really strong back then.
Okay. Let's go to Mr. Zero.
All right, so re-ask the question so I'll make sure I answer it. I have an answer based on everyone else's.
How long did it take you to hit stage 20?
To hit stage 20. You know what? It took me a minute. Again, I got Leo in the first 10 days of the game, so Leo was able to help carry me. Also got an apothecary. I was using Ugo. No, not Ugo. Uragrim. I got Uragrim, and that was my speed lead with the poisons and some mitigation and stuff. That was kind of nice. So I don't think it took me too long, but I think because the game was so complicated, and before I kind of went to the YouTube videos and the Twitch world, I didn't really realize the power of buffs and debuffs as much, right? So I was probably using, I call them go grab. Go grab Cold Heart by our ponytail and pull her to the next wave. But Gorgorab 2 was one that had, so Uragrim and Gorgorab were my first two epics that really helped me out. along with Leo and Apothecary. And I think I just didn't really realize how important the buffs and debuffs were. So I can't remember exactly how quickly I got to 20. I might have stalled out around 13, 14, 15 or something like that. I know specifically with the Spider, I was like, oh, you can't power through with Leo on Spider, or, right up until about like 19 or something like that, or 17.
Okay.
I hit a stone wall.
The power of debuff, and I pulled Venomage. And
Gotcha.
then she was so helpful for me, and then it also in Firenet and Dragon with the defense down and everything, and that's when I learned that, oh my god, that is so important. But she was,
I think I was just spoiled. I just threw speed, Apothecary, and a little bit of support, and just threw Leo at everything and just powered through until I hit brick walls, and then I was like, oh wait, you actually got to learn more than what that strategy is. So
okay. So
how about yourself?
Myself, it took me a little over a month, just because I had horrible luck pulling champions in the beginning. But managed to get most of the dungeons done. A little bit over a month. Real quick, guys, I do have a giveaway that we are doing on the channel because of the Doom Tower Challenge. So we came in third. So the video that I'm putting up here, all you need to do is go put in your UMID number. We will be pulling that in probably about 10 minutes. I should have mentioned this earlier, but it's a legendary skill tome, some energy check-ins, and some extra stuff. So make sure you guys go do that. And I think I get to pick like 5 winners. Actually, one thing I really liked is this thing right here. I liked that the challenges are hidden. And I think that they should bring this back. I really think they should really bring this back. I like this. This is actually kind of nice. Instead of having like another one here that's just all these red dots. That way I only see one red dot. But I think this should definitely come back. Faction Wars. This was Lydia. Right here.
Oh, wow.
This was Lydia.
Sister Militant.
You work a lot.
You did all of this just to get yourself a Sister Militant. I'm pretty sure this is just a troll on them. But, there was no reward. There was no end reward for that. Lydia came in much, much after. And, these were actually way more difficult to do back in the day, right?
Oh, yeah. They actually nerfed a couple of stages. I remember that.
Yeah.
This was end game content at the time. You have to also remember this.
Yes.
Now it is very early to mid game content, and so they've appropriately nerfed it into that situation. But this was end game. This was like the most end game thing you could do, basically.
Yep. Yeah, it was. I remember having to. Lugan was kind of a must to get this faction war done, to be quite honest. And I even actually built my Black Knight to get this done. But yeah, it was definitely the Valkyrie waves, exactly like Sasa saying, did suck even worse. So Faction Wars was, man, I don't think there was a lot of players that cleared it within the first couple of months. It was definitely hard. Demon Lord.
The reward wasn't worth it, basically.
Yeah, until Lydia, nobody really pushed on Faction Wars. But how many of you guys remember having to do clan boss? And once your team or once your clan beat the clan boss, that's it.
With no preset also.
Yes. Yes.
So I mean, you have people use. I mean, your best champions here were like Steel Skull and stuff. All right, you had to manual his A3 and his cleanse and stuff like that. That's how you had to do clan boss. It was basically there was no autoing clan boss. All right, it was so hard.
The speed tuning back then that we have now that we take for granted was not around, and then that was I remember there was a lot of drama where we would attack the clan boss, and after the clan boss was done, if you literally had to do whatever the amount was and stop there. If your team.
It
or if your
doesn't say
clan-
your damage. You had to literally time your run.
God.
Oh,
There's no damage.
It doesn't say the damage in the run. You literally had to time your run.
Yep.
I've heard stories of like clanmates and stuff like leaving and like getting in huge fights because of this stuff.
Yes, Clan Boss was one of the biggest things here because, again, it had some of the best rewards. And like Ray was saying in chat right now, clan hopping was a big thing. So you'd come in, you get your Clan Boss done, go to another clan, continue on, so on and so forth. Like that actually helped people progress in the game so much back in the day.
So when the clan boss reset, you are getting reward for every clan you join and attack their clan boss.
It was still 100 gems per key, though. So it wasn't like free, but I mean, it was one of the best things you could do. I mean, you got double Ultra Nightmare chest to this day is one of the best things you could freaking get in the game. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if you could spend 100 gems to get as many of those every day as you wanted, you'd be funneling every gem you had into clan boss.
Oh, of course.
Every gem, every single day.
I can't lie. Like it was, a couple of times as many as you could possibly hit, but that was really, really busted and broken. Clan Boss, let me ask you guys, what is the biggest improvement or what is something you want them to bring back? Let's start with Nacho first.
Bring back?
He's like, hell no, there's nothing I want them to bring back.
I'd like to see an expansion to Faction Wars, but it's kind of like we have Centranos and Secret Rooms, and that's kind of like their approach to that. There's not really a whole lot in the game that I'd like to have back, I'm gonna tell you right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would like to have harder Faction Wars again, because I think it is extremely easy, but for the position that they want it to be in the game, I think it's really good right now. At the same time, I think the progression that you get through that and then into Doom Tower is just excellent. But yeah, I don't think there's anything I'd want to be back.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I can't even think of a single thing that they've removed.
No.
Okay. PJ's got something here. Let's see.
I got a few.
Okay.
Well, I'm not sure. I feel like the prices were better back then, maybe. But the Cyber Monday, the Black Friday prices were way better. Bring back the better Black Friday prices. Bring back the Sacred Shard and daily logins. Bring back. We could just get rid of. I mean, people saying get rid of sheep, stone skin. But yeah, Sacred Shard and login would be cool. Just
we used to get the Sacred Shards, and
Yeah,
after
they
you
took
did the
that away.
100 days, you used to get the chicken.
But the Black Friday prices or the Black Friday deals past 2 years have been like not that good.
Trash.
No,
They used to be insane.
They were so bad last year. I was offended.
Yeah.
I was like, "What is this? This is your deals?"
I know. I was hyped up. I was waiting all this time. I was so hyped.
I thought it was good, man. Didn't spend any money.
Yeah, everyone
Take my
was
money,
like,
Polarium.
Yeah, everyone was ready to spend money, and they're like, "Wait, I can't spend any money."
I'll
Everybody.
save it. Damn it.
Okay. All right. Zero, what about you, my man?
Yeah. I mean, we'd love to get better deals and stuff. And honestly, like Dungeon Divers, like, can we get those points lowered a little bit? No, I think I wouldn't change any of those things. I just go back to they got to speed up where they can to get people through this game. Because I'm a OCD and have to get everything done almost every single day, and it's tough to not, because they do really well at FOMO, but they need to speed up and help us out with that FOMO.
Okay. This is kind of my biggest thing right here. I want the energy back. I want the energy back here. Not gonna lie. I mean, what's her name? DJ's pretty good, but I want the energy back. Jay, what about you, my man?
Definitely the free Sacred and 5-Star Chicken, man. After that happened, people were like jumping ship and stuff.
Start fighting players.
Definitely missed that. I missed that. Miss not seeing sheep as well. And pretty much everything has been an improvement, honestly. Like everything's they always try to, when people complain, they try to find ways to make it better. Because we play the games, so we find out the problems, so we figure out what's best for the company in a sense. But overall, that's pretty much it. Everything else, they've actually just listened. Even though people say they don't, they've actually improved the game a lot. But that's the only thing that I was like, why'd you do that? But I totally understand. We have so many ways to get more tournament events where you can actually get 5-star chickens, things like that. And there was so much more energy than it was back then. With like Call the Arbiter, people can come in, right, and just dump and go crazy. Like come back then, you'd start a free-to-play account within 2 days, you're done. Like you have to just sit there and wait. Like now you can just play almost 2 weeks straight. Like it's crazy.
Okay. Gestal, what about you, brother?
Yeah, I don't think of anything that I would necessarily want to bring. I mean, just I guess speaking from like a whale standpoint, I haven't seen the Sack of Gems in like almost a year, I feel like. So bring that back. Bring that back like 4 times a year. That would be beautiful. But yeah, I think everything. I think they do. We give them grief and whatever. We give player grief, and I think in some places, I think it's not because we hate them or anything. It's because we want improvements in the game, right? But I think they've listened to us in a lot of respects, and the improvements that they've made have certainly made this game. I mean, it's made the game significantly better. I mean, just going back and checking out the build, we went through it in stream last Friday. Had some fun with it. I think we're gonna mess around a little bit more tonight, and it's man, there's just so many things that made this, like, so many improvements they've made that made this game so much more enjoyable and easier to play, and I think probably is a good reason why it's lasted 5 years.
Okay. Ken, what about you?
I mean, game is always improve itself, to be honest, over the time. But the thing is, open the distance between. Oh, Lego. Oh, nice. That's very nice food.
He's good then, right?
Yeah.
He was, yeah.
Between the free to play and the spenders is the empower. I still don't have any empower over 4 years. I mean, I can do that, but none of my fetching gardens still not maximum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wish there is no empower, and there is no ship.
Okay, all right. Daph, what about you?
Well, I just see now how you started it, and because I don't play it that long, the improvement that is, I think, mythicals are overrated. I keep saying it. I don't like the red shards. It's okay, although I put a second Duchess from a single red shard. I am. I don't like it. I mean, there are 2 mythicals I really want, but if I don't get it, I'll be sad. I'm the Whale Hunter anyways. I specifically in PvP hunt for teams with mythicals on the team, because I don't know, revenge or something.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really enjoy Curse City, because I've been telling that when I started, I got a couple of really, really bad advices from people, and they kept telling me, "Oh, that's Epic is food. That's trash. And then I stopped listening to everyone, and I read more and everything. And Curse City is in a way force you to invest into champions that you neglected, or at least just like appreciate them more, maybe. So I do enjoy. I finally get enough keys, and I could use the type of champions that helpful to beat the aim, and but I couldn't. I was working on it, so I think it's interesting. Even though I don't really play it for 1 year, not many aspects of the game left me excitement that I really feel like waking up and I want to work on that. It is not Hydra, because I really want to start doing Nightmare, and I started Hydra like end of or mid-November only. After everyone harassed me like, you should do it, it's very important. So to me it's Hydra and PvP because I finished outside. I think outside. Yeah, Hardfire Night. I finished all the dungeons. I really love PvP. That's my favorite content in this game, especially live arena. I never get mad. But I personally, I find the mythicals, I think, overrated.
Okay.
It's obviously that after a while, the game needs to involve another new type of champion or anything. But for me, this turning, I don't know. To me, it's not something that really like, oh, I would go crazy for it.
Okay.
In any ways, I'm more hyped for. I was more hyped for Curse City. To be honest, I really enjoy it. It's fun.
All right. All right. Let's jump into.
I got one more. Sorry.
Go ahead.
The Bastion. This might be a hot take, but I really liked the Bastion. The changes of they did, like the look of it, like adding all the different like
the
recently.
holiday.
Yeah, I wish they would do more of that kind of stuff.
Now. Yeah,
Maybe not as busy. Like when I first looked at it, it was like a lot going on.
Yeah.
I kind of grew. I liked it more towards the end, but stuff like that where they changed up the looks of that, I liked a lot.
I've always wanted your champs that you have in your collection to randomly walk around, and they would interact differently based on like if they were in the same faction or not. So like maybe get in a fight if it's like Banner Lords and Demon Lords or
being
something.
Able to customize your Bastion. I think Gestal or someone else might have brought this up a while ago, but adding like your insignia, clan insignia on your in there
Customizing your Bastion, yeah. I think that would be kind of cool.
That's a good idea. I like it.
All right, let's get into the biggest change that we've had, which was building champions, right? If you wanted to gear a champion here, I mean, you had no idea what was going on here, right? There was no filter. There was no, you wanted to ascend or you wanted to level up gear, you're sitting here for 20 minutes waiting for this thing to get up to 16. There was no autos. There was none of that. It took forever. How many of you guys were playing before the full auto came in? Were you part of that, having to use blue stacks, or what was that other one that we had, the frame lock thing that you had to use?
MSI was doing that. Rivatuner.
Rivatuner. Yeah. How many of you guys were playing before then? Zero?
Yeah, I remember this upgrading. This was horrible. I'm so glad they changed that. Yeah, I mean that's all I got to say. This was horrific, and just to watch a silver slowly just dissipate over time, it was just ugh.
Okay, Nacho, you're muted.
Yeah, I didn't say anything. But yeah, this was terrible. This is one of the worst things. Even on the free to play, not unlocking this until level 40 is insanely stupid.
Yeah.
They need to at least let you the reason they don't want you to is because they don't want early players to waste all their silver on accident. But they need to unlock level 12 instant or level 8 instant before level 40. Like level 40 is well past the point where you're only taking stuff to 12 and stuff like that. Like you have 6-star gear and you have some stuff that you're finally starting to actually fully level. They need to let people get stuff up a lot quicker. But yeah, this was terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Let's go, PJ. What about you? Were you part of these days?
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah, we should mention this earlier. Is one of the best things they've added to changing the game because this was. Imagine, you're streaming, you're trying to gear someone up, and literally 20 minutes is just here, just staring at this screen over and over and over. It's one of the best things they added or changed.
Okay, Jay, I know you were.
Yeah. To me, in my opinion, other than the Forge, this is probably one of the best things Raid has ever done. I've spent streams where I'm streaming 8 hours, but 50% of my stream is just doing this.
Yeah.
And you have to go get River Tuner. I have to, for people who didn't have great PCs, I already have a medium type. So now I have to lock my frames, and it looks horrible. Raid's looking horrible. When I'm going super fast, trying to get it to roll up super fast. The only good thing I guess you could say back then is people would use there's a certain method, right? You would level up a gear, make sure you're not connected to the internet after you're rolling, so you could see how much silver you have and have infinite silver in a sense, and kind of like a artifact hack. That was like the only good thing, I guess. But like other than that, like this is for me, it's been one of the best things. Like I could just finish an artifact enhancement literally in 20 minutes. I can build people's up gear on their accounts. I can just build tons of champions whenever I want. I don't have to be like, well, I gotta do it now. Like it just back then it was horrible. It made the experience like, well, let's see if I'm gonna get kicked. But it took me 5 minutes to find out I'm gonna get kicked. It was just garbage, bro. It's so much better now.
That was fast.
Yeah.
Painless.
Gestal, what about you, man?
Yeah, I was playing back then, man. A lot of improvements here they've made in the Champions portal. This is a huge one, ginormous. Like you forget it if you like. I remember going, and you guys just did a bunch of free to play, starting over as free to plays. When I started my free to play 2 years ago, like I completely forgot about how long it took to roll gear up. So. Definitely a huge one, but that and the filter, like those two things have been absolute game changers.
I'm just looking at this piece right here. It's flat stat HP with accuracy, and I went to go hit filter, and I can't even filter just to see how many flat stat pieces I have, guys.
Exactly.
This was painful. It's definitely come along. Ken, what about you?
I actually made a couple of videos, like the things Raid need to be do, and one of them was that. I'm so happy they did that, man. Like I've been using Riva Turner actually. Each time I upgrade my gear, I hit the alt tab, open the Riva Turner. I have to reduce my FPS, then I have to upgrade the gear, then I have to go back to increase my FPS again. Bro, like oh my god, man, like. Playing the game back in the day was literally pain. Like thinking about it right now.
It definitely brings back I'm not gonna say nostalgia, maybe some trauma, but Daph, what about you? Have you I'm guessing you didn't have to use any of this stuff,
I
right?
recently, a couple of weeks ago, so when I started this game, I got into the sponsorship, and first I made a different account to try it out because I don't want it just to promote something without. And I recently, I'm like, I'm gonna check on that account. I can improve it. And this happened, and automatically I just look out. Goodbye. No, thank you. Like I can't. I'm mentally handle this, so I cannot really. If it will be still around, I cannot definitely handle it. It's too time consuming, especially how much content we have. I can only imagine the frustration.
Yeah, no, I mean, I remember playing more on BlueStacks, and every content creator and their mother had an affiliate link for BlueStacks. You get like a referral or something, and you get paid for it, like $1. And yeah, it was definitely one of I would preferred when it came to PC version to do this on BlueStacks than anything else. And again, this we're talking about strictly mobile. So imagine the phone having to do this.
The question is, if somebody called you in the middle of it, would it close the game in the middle?
I don't think so. No.
Or would it remember that? Oh, I was in the middle of gearing.
No, I don't think that happened, because depending on what you were using, most players while doing this, they were doing it in airplane mode.
Okay.
But yeah, it was kind of crazy, right?
Not to say it is now because they don't want new players with their silver. Well, sweetheart, you still do it ever now. You feel like, oh, I had a double roll, and then you get just like a flat 80 key 60 roll. So at the end, you might steal,
But yeah,
silver RNG is like
not being able to do a lot of that stuff. Like, I want to check something out here. Let's see. Let's go here. Let's throw in some multi-batters. And imagine now not being able to do a multi-battle, and kind of like, at least this way, we would, with the filters, we can clear what we don't want. not even having it. And I mean, the one that they just put in, was it like a couple of months ago? It's okay. It's not like farm stuffs that we can make. I still think that needs some more time, but it was definitely like, this is what you were looking for, right? You're selling 1 stars, 2 stars, 3 stars, 4s. This is how it was when you had to go and just farm stuff. So if your account was like, yep, nope, I'm getting rid of all of the 1 stars, this is it. This is exactly what you were looking for, right? It was just insane. It was just insane for what we were able to do. Can't hear you, Nacho.
This is my vote. Bring this back. The current gear filter sucks.
Okay.
Like, just bring this shit back, honestly.
Okay.
Like, the current one is useless.
The current one you need to know how to play with it and get it done. But yes, this was much simpler and easier.
Useless. Like, that you can't specialize it to each dungeon the way that you want to. You're like, at all. It's garbage.
I'm only use it in campaign because
same.
Nobody's using it. Like, you have to click the gear that you want to keep.
Yeah.
All right,
yep.
bro. All right, bro.
It's like a useless function.
And you know, one of the other biggest things is you never had, like with the multi-battles, you can never just stop the multi-battle right there. If you stopped it, you're done. It's over, right? You lost your energy. It was never like, okay, after this battle's finished. So, you know, they've done quite a bit of things here over the years to make the game better. I know every one of us is quick to go after them and complain about every single thing they've done. I do not shy from it. Like when I see something they do wrong, I definitely get ramped up about it. But looking at what it was and what it is now, there is a total transformation. Would any of you guys disagree? I mean,
I would most likely quit the game years ago.
Let me ask you this question: if Raid was like this in its current version right now, if it was just released like this, would this be a game you touched, knowing everything about every other game, mobile game out there? Nacho.
No, because this was one of the first ones in the genre. Other games have features because Raid didn't have them. Like so many games that you know of now put them in design because Raid didn't have them. The reason that they're missing a lot of the quality of life is because of how early into the genre they were. You know, so no, like.
Okay, so you wouldn't play it, but Raid did send the benchmark for every one of these other games.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So Zero.
Sorry. It's the same thing with like playing N64 games. Like they're not good. They're not hard. The stories suck. The whole nine. The only reason you're playing N64 games is for nostalgia, which is fine. But they're not up to date. They're nothing to hold a candle to even the most basic indie fucking games these days. You know what I'm saying? They're boring. You're saying they're just terrible. You know, but for the time, Donkey Kong was insane.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There just were not that many games in which you could fight a boss. Yeah, you know? But meanwhile, you look at it, you're like, wait, there was only 2 mechanics? 2 things you did?
Oh.
And there's so many bosses from that era, like platformers again. But yeah.
Okay. Zero, what about you? Would if Raid was released like this now, would you play it?
Not playing what I've been playing now, though. Probably not, honestly. And I think Nacho just hit the nail on the head. I've gone out and bought one of those little retro thing that goes all the way back to like the 60s to I think like PlayStation 1 or 2. So I have every single game ever created. And yeah, today you play it for nostalgia, but it was like I remember playing these games as a kid, and it was the most up to date of this cool feature. I rented Bionic Commando and beat it in one day, and that was a huge accomplishment. Like, you know what I mean? And now I go back and try to play this game. It's like, this is terrible. Why did we even think
just the graphics alone hurt your eyes?
Well, yeah, graphics aside, but just like even the mechanics, and I think, and this is the only game like this that I'm willing to play because, and maybe that's why they don't do any more improvements on times because I ain't got time to do nothing else. And I fear that one day, because they don't improve the time, one day I may turn it off. But that ain't happening anytime soon. Don't worry, chat.
Okay.
No time soon. But yeah, if I had to play it now today, like even the gear thing, just right now, just gave me the heebie-jeebies, as my wife says. It really did. Watching that again, I was like, oh crap, I do remember that 2 years ago, and that was horrific. So yeah, I think looking back on it now, Ray really does need to see, hey, we did do all these things, and it is a quality of life improvement, and we would have better player retention potentially if we keep improving the time on that. You know what I'm saying? So,
which they have. Some of the most recent time savers that so many people overlook.
Yeah, but like
Super Raids and Doom Tower and Faction Wars, those alone saved me like an hour.
Yeah, and I give,
you know what I mean. So like they definitely have, thankfully.
Yeah, but let's be honest though, Plarium had 2x dungeons in the game for a year and a half. They just rolled it out officially. What, about 2 months? Not even 2 months ago, right?
Cursed City.
Yeah,
with Cursed City. So
the point is
right. You're 100%.
Well, yeah,
right.
they gave us something to do, and then they took something away, which was a very big argument that Hell Hades has made for like a long
he's been talking about it a
long fucking time. So they need to, like, every feature that they need to bring in, they need to reduce time in 2 places. You know what I mean? Everywhere needs to just like start ticking down.
So that's the thing. I mean, like just, and I'll get off my soapbox in 2 seconds. But like looking back on it, like, okay, cool. They gave us an instant clan boss, and that was awesome. But then they did the Hydra thing, and it's like, okay, well now Hydra's taken 3 times as long, where clan boss was 2 times, and at least clan boss was set it and forget it, right? And then same thing with 2x dungeons. It's like, cool, when you need to run the dungeons, that's great. However, you've got live arena, and I had all 15 of my tokens today, and I was timing it today, and it literally took an hour to do 15 runs of live arena. And it's like, okay, that's cool, but that hour, could be better used in other areas. Or I would love to be able to get that, or like you said, leveling up the champions or whatever. Like, that's an hour in and of itself, or 2 hours or whatever, when you have to do it. So anyway, they get, it's like 1 step forward and then 2 steps back, I guess is to quote Paul Abdul on that one.
I think they need to, they're obviously, the thing is, they got to keep you in, they got to keep your attention, they got to keep you kind of stressed a little bit to be able to stay in the game and progress and, make you want to buy things and stuff. So I see where they go with that, and there's definitely ways that they have improved, and there's definitely ways to kind of automate a lot of these things. PJ, what about you?
Yeah, if it was like this form today, I would not be playing.
Okay.
But to kind of go off of like what they were just talking about, and I think I've heard Nacho talk about this before, but I know other games right now have like, you can run stuff in the background while you're doing other things in the game. So we could be doing like Doom Tower in the background while we're doing live arena or normal arena or stuff like that. And then I also mentioned this when it first happened, when they took away or they didn't take away, but you could like 1 key clan boss fast, and they added, or they didn't add, but I just was like, they're so smart. They made us happy by taking away clan boss time, or some people clan boss time if you can 1 key, but then they added like 5-6 hours of Hydra to it. It's like, we're happy about the 1 hour time save, but then we're doing 5 more hours. So it's kind of funny how they took away an hour and added a lot more.
The amount of people actually going to this is why though, like, their metrics aren't telling them that enough people are going to turn limit. The average, like, you think about even like in our clan, right? Like in our entire cluster of 3,500 people, by the way, there are 90, 100 people that can go to turn limit on all 3 teams.
True, that's
1/35 of my cluster can do that. So most people's average Hydra run isn't that long. I mean, they're getting a 1 key, a little bit more, maybe 150 million. They're just not making it to turn limit.
Yeah.
So we could be seeing design choices based on that. Not to cut you off, Zero.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that. But the other part of that was with the Hydra Clash, right? So it's not even okay. I can run this and stop it at 21 million or whatever. My hard team or 36 million if I'm doing Nightmare. It's I know I can do 300 million and this run to 250 million. I've got to now redo it completely over again to get close to that 300 million again.
That is not true.
People
okay, I understand that's what you want to do, but you have put yourself in a clan where you are committed to performing that.
Right.
Okay. So if you don't want to perform Hydra like that, you need to match your clan to your expectations on that end, correct?
Yes.
I can see that. Yeah.
I think that in itself would save so many people, like Gestal. You know what I mean? I think he is in a great position with his clan and how much effort he needs to put into Hydra and how much effort he's
how much time I had him to do it.
Right, yeah, that as well. You know what I mean? So I think more people need to match their actual time, their life, and be in a clan that fits their needs. And I think that is, and it's hard because you've grown to a certain point with certain people and things of that nature. But end of the day, your account needs to be in those positions. So I think if you don't want to be running keys to endless hell, and because you don't have those kinds of teams or whatever, put yourself in a better position.
Agreed. Jay. Oh, sorry. PJ, you done?
No, I was just saying. I just think the future of Raid would be nice is the multi-purpose, like not multi-purpose, but like doing stuff in the background while running stuff live. I think would be huge.
If we can run energy, and then do non-energy things at the same time, biggest game change that they could make for quality of life. Summoner's War has done this for years. Okay, the problem is and I'm gonna tell you right now, like it's server load. Okay, Raid is on a global server. Okay, you have a lot of these things that can't be implemented because of the increase in server load that they're gonna have. Because I mean, you literally are adding 30% load. You're not gonna double it, but you're gonna add between 20 and 40% load just on that update. So if your server is not ready to do that on a global scale, like maybe the guy that you're renting the server from is like, we can't do that.
I feel that, but you know what? One simple thing they can do, and especially because they didn't give us 2x on it, is the Iron Twins, right? Like I know people have faster teams and this and the other, but even if it's a 3 or 5 minute team that you got, just let's run it once now. Just burn all 6 keys, and that'll take off 5 off the table.
All right. Jay,
increase the rewards a little bit too, maybe.
Yeah. Ooh. There's definitely some increasement that needs to be done there, and I think the 2x needs to go up on almost
Just
all the
throw that in
dungeons.
there.
Yeah. Jay, what about you? Would you play the game like this?
No, because as for one who's been on hundreds of accounts, I've done so much labor. I'm not gonna go back and do it again. Old school Raid, no. I've done 10, 12-hour streams of just doing artifact enhancement or helping people's gear, leveling it up, and that's just in a nutshell. But it taught us a lot because the game was harder back then, and there wasn't so many quality of life. So you had to be very thorough. And then, as we got quality of lives like the tavern and the filter, we're able to take that information and go even deeper, right? And especially now that we have artifact ascension as well. So I would definitely not go back.
Okay. Gestal, what about you?
Yeah, well, it's kind of obviously, knowing what we know now, there's obviously no way we'd go back, but if Raid didn't exist, would games be at the level they're at now? I mean, as Nacho said, Summoner's War was kind of the first, I would say is the first of this type of genre. Maybe that's arguable, but that was out 5 years before Raid, I believe, or maybe even more, maybe 7 years before Raid. I think they might be at 12 years now.
Black Desert Online and Genshin, I think, are both older.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
They are older.
I think. Yeah. So like,
Genshin is not older, neither.
No, but maybe it was Black Desert before that. But yeah, you had games more like that in the gacha style where they had like just units, basically, that you were hunting. but it's more
Yeah.
like an MMO style.
Right.
So yeah, Summoner's War was more of the first like mobile thing that we know of now, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, it'd be hard to say that like would all these other games now have been as good that have come out since then or better, or would the genre even be what it is without Raid? I guess is kind of more my point. But if we know what we know today, what this game is now, and they were like, "Yo, we kind of messed up, and we got to start back at Raid 1.13. You guys cool with that?"
Nope.
Yes. Larry, I'm out.
See you in 5 years.
So I heard AFK Journey's recruiting.
Ken, what about you?
I mean, because I saw another mobile game on this stage, I pretty much want to try pretty much every single game release it. If I like their visual style, stuff like that. I probably won't, but if this is like one of the first game I ever played on even this version, I don't mind that because yes, enhanced gear is very taking long time, but I mean we wasn't know it's skippable, so it really depends. You play games like that before. Right now, no man, it's unacceptable actually. Like I don't want to wait that again. And there is still lots of the thing Plarium need to be improved. The rest of the new mobile game have.
Yeah. Grace Moose, and I'll get to Daff in just a second, but Great Moose brings up a great comment here. There has been everybody and their mother saying the raid killer, the raid killer, the raid killer.
Oh yeah.
Guys, listen, it's been out for 5 years. It's progressed so much. And I'm not saying this as somebody who, to boost up Plarium or anything like that. Like I play games and I stick with them for a very long time. I played World of Warcraft for 10 plus years at the highest levels. And it's definitely, it keeps up, it progresses. But you got to remember, most of these other games, like everybody's saying here, none of these games would be anywhere near where they are if it wasn't for Plarium. So we got to kind of remember that a little bit, right? Like they set the baseline for most of these gacha games, most of any of these mobile games. Like they just pretty much set the baseline, and none of them would be where they are without Raid Shadow Legends. So, Daph, what about you? Would you play Raid in its current version that we just showcased today?
Okay, that's an interesting situation because when I was young, way back, I played games, and then most of my life I travel. I used to live in other countries, work a lot, so I haven't played any games. I just recently, when the first lockdown came in, started to play some games, and obviously that came with some mobile games because I love Harry Potter and some Harry Potter game or something that I could play with others. So based on that, because I am not that experienced, if this like 1 year or even 2, since I've been playing a little bit more games that's not mobile, I might still would play it, but just not this regularly, maybe just logging in, getting frustrated, logging out, but because I find it interesting, getting back to it for an hour, getting frustrated. Because I haven't less. If I really want to have something done, I have patience, but I don't know if I would keep it up like for long term. Right now, I cannot imagine just like quit the game or not even taking a long break. But I would most likely noob it and a little bit every day just to keep myself occupied. Obviously, it improved. Now I can see the difference a lot. And if they would release now, and I would have played like you guys played similar games or something that I obviously have the same answer based on my experience.
Okay.
And taking out that time might be just running but my situation is different. I don't have a work or family, so I could just like I don't know. I play Valheim and that it runs on the phone. Who cares about the leveling up the gears? Maybe that's the way I would, because I still find it interesting, and also it still had the arena part, which I am all about.
Fair. I think Darren right here makes a great assessment here. Plarium will kill Raid themselves. That is the only person that can kill Raid Shadow Legends is Plarium. And unfortunately, I don't see that going anywhere anytime soon. But that said, let's get pulling for some of these winners for the giveaway. We also actually have, I forgot, we have a lot of giveaways on the channel this week or this month. And we're also we actually have a sponsor, which is Raid Shadow Legends. We actually have a sponsor for the channel, which is Raid Shadow Legends. If you guys manage to get to stage, if you manage to clear both normal and hard, 3-star everything, open 2 voids, and get to level 25 and DM me a screenshot of it, you get yourselves a monthly gem pack, right? The link has been floating around in this. I will be streaming later on tonight, and we'll kind of go through some of that stuff too. But I do actually have another giveaway because we are tier 2, and we are promoting the new, as soon as I can find it here, there we go. The new kind of segment that we're doing, the $10 whale account, which pulled something really good this week. But if you go drop in your UMID number on that video, on the 24th, I think it is, we'll be pulling the winners for that, and you get a ancient shard and 540 gems. So that said, we've got the giveaway pulled up here. Let's see how many comments we've got. We got 44 unique comments. And again, this is going to be for a legendary book, some chickens, or energy, a chicken, and silver, and some multi-battles. So good luck to anybody out there that is going for this. The first one is Robosan82. Congratulations, sir.
GG's.
We will get that for you. Congrats.
I'm eligible, chat.
Everybody's eligible. Everybody's eligible.
I see my name on there.
I see Daff in there too.
I never win. Off
Chi-
Kenpachi.
Tito
Every time I
Sai.
enter, I never.
The one thing I gotta say is, guys, when you enter into these giveaways, always make sure you put in your UMID number, because I had to skip a couple of times for people that are not putting their UMIDs numbers. And when I see the comments go in, I reply right away, like, hey, put in your UMID number. So
All the rules, everybody.
third one, here we go. Darn! Hey! Congratulations, sir.
Jeez.
He's actually in chat, so congratulations to you,
nice.
sir.
Congrats.
He's one of the winners. All right, let's go. We got 2 more here. Gonna get himself a legendary book, some energy. Tayu 007. We got our 4th winner here. Congratulations, sir. All right, let's screenshot that. All right, here we go. Last one right here. Who is it? Not Zero Brew.
I was about to say Zero Brew.
Hey, Fred.
Yo.
Congratulations. That's actually
Congrats.
one of Kenpachi's clanmates. And,
Nice.
he actually whooped my butt in live arena a couple of weeks ago. I was like, damn, I got this. No, he wiped the floor with me.
That's so good. He's so good.
So congratulations to all you guys for winning. Very, very happy for all you. In the description of that video as well, there's a lot of other content creators that are giving away some stuff. I know, Ken, you've got yours, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Gestal, did you do it?
Tomorrow I will do it.
Okay. Jay, Gestal, did you guys get to do yours, or did you guys enter in for the Doom Tower challenge?
I didn't do it, no.
Okay. Jay, what about you?
I had already run my Doom Tower before, so.
Okay. So real quick, Ken, where can people come to enter in for your giveaway?
On my YouTube channel, man. I have a video on the channel, and rules are super simple. I mentioned it on the video. So tomorrow we are going to choose the winner. Good luck, everybody.
All right. You want to throw that link in the video in the chat for
sure.
people? Just so
Just
they
give me
can
1
have
second.
it? All right. So
All right.
we've gone a little bit over today on the show. Usually we try to keep it at 2 hours. We've gone a little bit over today, but hey, bigger panel, big celebration for Plarium today. Let's talk, what's give the community one thing, and I'm going to try to ask that you keep it positive about Plarium and the game. Just something to remember them by, right? Let's go with Nacho first.
Speed go burr.
Okay, so make things go faster. All right.
No. Just speed go burr. There's nothing else in there. It was just speed go burr. All right.
Okay. Let's go with Zero next.
So wait, so this is just something positive that they've done?
Just something positive that they've done that,
Gotcha.
you want the community to remember.
Yeah, well, so first of all, congrats, Plarium, for 5 years. I've been a part for 2 years. And just real quick, thanks for everything, like giving us the content, like free champions and things like that. I know there's a method to the madness behind half the stuff you do, but it's a great game and the champions are fun, and yeah, I'm happy.
Okay. PJ?
Yeah, something for the community to remember about Plarium. As much as we like to see all the negative things about Plarium, I feel like we always are slow to like praise them. So whenever they do good things, like adding these super raids, adding anything that's quality of life in the game, thank you for that. Props for listening to the CCs and the community when you do.
Okay. Jay, what about you, man?
Oh man, it's so hard to compile this into like one thing, because they've done so much. I'd have to say they do a really good job at just hyping up. Like they do really good intros, or when like a boss comes out, you get like kind of like a teaser, right? We get to know what it is. And music, I think they've done a really good job in terms of like adding new stuff, like new music, other than just a typical Bastion, theme song. So like adding things like that, like Curse City has its own music, more stuff like that. I like the fact that there's lore in the game, but just more immersion in Raid. Instead of it just being a clicking game, little things like that add more, like, hey, I can connect with this champion. Hey, I get this, like skins was cool, but I would like to see like little intro, like if we could have a little add area to the tab. I know it's going to be hard because it's the Unity engine. It's very old and they're trying to catch up with the times, but all I can say is they did a really good job in general getting us to like these champions and actually like really connect with them. Because the other games, they're just kind of like you use them because of their skill kit, whatever. You don't really care about the champion. I actually say that's one thing that I like connect with, So hopefully they can keep on going with that and trying to get closer with that. I would love to have merch of a champion or even like figures, things like that would be nice.
Okay. Gestal, what about you?
Well, I'm gonna go cheesy and say this right here, man. I think Plarium has given us a game that's put an awesome community together. I think everyone I've met here has been very welcoming and fun, and I don't know, man. I think it's been great, the community that is around this game. So that's what I'm gonna say.
Agreed. Number one thing when the 5 Reasons to Raid was released, the community was always the number one thing I saw in everybody's response. Ken, what about you?
Champion design, I would like to say I really love how improved with the years the champion design, like especially the new fusion. She's looking freaking awesome, Like if you guys look the like old champion, for example, like Angar, I believe, right? His texture are so old. You can clearly see that from the pixel of he actually. Even they didn't change anything about their engine. They can still improve themselves. Champion design is one of the reason I still playing this game, to be honest. No, it wasn't Angar. It was I forget his name. Whatever. Actually, Angar is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just noticed. Yeah, like champion design and the community. Raid community is one of the best community I ever see. It's actually very positive community. I mean, obviously, like some people, I mean, not some people, like some percent doesn't like anything Plarium released. You know, like they give us like lots of great champion recently. We got a Wukong for free, right? Ultimate Death Knight. Armas Fusion was super easy. I wish it wasn't, but like they give
we'll
us
be
lots of
touching on
great.
that next week.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Daph, what about you? What do you want the community to remember about Plarium?
Well, honestly, PvP. So on the mobile games I've been playing, I have a mobile game is Hogwarts Legacy, and then or Legacy or something mystery, and you have PvP in it. That's the only reason I'm still playing it after 2 years.
Okay.
So I think live arena, if it wouldn't be around, I definitely would play much less this game. The only thing I'm excited about is the
You like
live
the Abyss
arena.
Touch, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm in gold, so I'm very close to gold too. Like buying it or choosing it. So, but I really like it. I'm gonna be honest. 2 occasions I fought someone, and one of them found me in the Plarium application, not through the clan or anything, and sent me a friend request. And sent me a message, oh, well played. I was like, I don't know, I'm just pushing buttons. So it's just, I really like it. And it's really fun when one of us is streaming and we pop in and try to, match up. I really enjoy it. I think it's so much fun. So I think they should change. By the way, reduce time there still. But I think that's just an amazing feature. I really love it.
Okay. For myself, guys, again, remember, Plarium sent the benchmark with Raid for every one of these other games. So before we start harping on, and I have done it myself hundreds of times about how Watches of Realms is better, about how this is better, how that is better, and I do agree. Some of these games come out right off the rip, and they're able to design this stuff right off the rip the way they want to. It would take, again, I'm not a coding specialist, but it would take a lot more effort, as Nacho was saying, server space and stuff like this. This is a massive game. So just know that they do listen. They do take some of the advice. They take the feedback. They make adjustments. And if anybody is going to kill Raid, it will be Plarium. It won't be any other gacha game.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, sorry.
What's up?
Yes, the accessibility. I'm going to be honest, I just tried Watcher of Realms because I saw the hype around it.
Can't hear you, Dan.
Can you hear me now? It's my
Yes.
microphone.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I really have to get a new one. I'm just very fond of it.
No worries.
So I tried Watcher of Realms. And I know, I think more people should bring this up. The accessibility of Raid is, for example, for me, it's very simple to play it with just clicking. As you may know, I have nerve damages in my hand, so I really, really like that it doesn't require from you a lot of buttons and everything. Even on the phone, swiping and setting up stuff, it's not that complicated. And I think that's also good because I just tried Watcher of Realms and I cannot play it. It's moving things and everything. So I think that's also, you may call it lazy game, but to me, I really like that it's accessible.
Okay.
I have something too.
What's up?
And also I feel like they also kind of do plan ahead of some things as much as we don't give them credit for. Like when Fire Knight first came out, we were like, oh my god, how are we ever going to do this? And they had like the Nut Fusion a few months later. So I feel like, granted, they don't come out with things as fast or like solutions as fast as we would want them to. I feel like they do have stuff in the future. It's just like we want it now, and they don't want it now. So that's something that we have to deal with. But I do think that they have solutions for problems, and they put solutions in the game for problems that we have.
Of course.
They are creating problem, then selling the solution.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I cannot wait the solution for the Armas.
Get that wallet out.
Well, it's definitely not the new mythical champions, as I was speculating. But
well, Crixie already cannot be stunned. I'm just saying.
Be fast.
All right. Hey, Zero, where can everybody come and find you, sir?
Yeah, come find me on the YouTubes and follow me on Twitch. We are trying 6 days a week. So Sunday, Tuesday, Friday nights, and then Monday, Wednesday, Thursday during the days with my current situation. So come hang out and share the love.
Alrighty. Mr. Nacho, where can everybody come and find you, sir?
I'm NachoPlays 50 on YouTube and Twitch.
Okay, PJ.
MXPJE on Twitch and on YouTube, even though there's not really much YouTube content. Definitely a lot of Twitch content. I try to stream every weekday, 2 times a day usually. Stop by, say what's up.
All right. Jay, what about you?
JR Star 3 on Twitch.tv and YouTube.
All right. Mr. Gestal.
Gestal Gaming on Twitch and YouTube, and Gestal.gg is the website.
All right. Ken, where can everybody come and find you, sir?
FinalKenpachi, both YouTube and Twitch at the same name. I'm streaming every single day on the Columbus Reset at the Twitch, except Sunday. Sunday, I'm here.
All right. And Daph, where can everybody come and find you?
On Twitch, please do not watch my YouTube. I belong to YouTube. I don't know. I made a couple of videos because someone asked me about another game. It's horrible. So on Twitch, it's Daffodil _Little. That is my real name, by the way. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Wait, that's also my real name, FinalKenpachi.
That's not true. You all know. So I try to stream 3 times a week, which is usually Tuesday, lately Friday instead of Thursday, and Sunday mornings, which is my favorite. That's when I have most of my regulars, because they're not working, so we can hang out more. So I've really enjoyed. I stream for companionship. So obviously, if anyone comes and say hi, that's all because I don't have any other form of interaction with people, thank God. Then that's all.
Okay. Hey, Zero, shout out. Who you got for me, brother?
I don't even know if I shouted him out before, and I think he's in here. But Monk Mod again, if I have or I haven't. But the reason why is because you brought up Clan Boss today and talking about getting through that, and he was the one that was first on my channel. Was just like, you need to do better, and you need to go get those chests out of Clan Boss. And he honed me in as in the early days as a content creator in Raid on Twitch. So shout out to Monk Mod.
Okay. Nacho, what about you, my man? Who you got for a shout out?
I'm gonna shout out BLAZIN because he's always hosting the podcast.
Yes!
and always having all of us on and coordinating all of these things, coming up with the topics for us to discuss, and all of the things that go along that you guys cannot even imagine the planning. But I'm gonna shout out BLAZIN here for sure. So
just getting the little boxes in the right place. That's
man,
3 hours worth of work.
Yeah, that's the whole wait time when he's loading in, guys. He's got Raidzilla going. He's just like, how do I do this again?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Made my square pink. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
PJ,
I agree with Nicolas Cage.
What about you? What you got for a shout out for me, sir?
Nacho kind of stole he didn't steal my pick, but he stole from someone on the cast. I'm actually gonna shout out Nacho because of he's first time on in a little bit. Love to see him on. Appreciate it. I know he's got a lot going on, so it's always good for him to take some time out of his day and join us on the podcast. So shout out him, and also all the YouTube and Twitch. He does a lot of good work there as well.
All right. Jay, what about you, brother?
I want to shout out I Crushed It, congratulations, he got 3 newts.
Yeah, I saw that.
That is crazy. So
4 Legos in a temple.
Yeah.
Shout out or ban?
Exactly. So he also joined my clan. So because I'm actually the clan leader of my clan now, because someone stepped down. So he joined. So I want to shout out I Crushed It. Thank you so much.
Okay. Gestal?
We're going to shout out my man Pogo Pink Tie. Big fan of Pogo. He's out here in LA as well. He's putting the time in all the time over there on Twitch. Go give him a follow.
All right. Ken, what about you, brother?
I like to shout out Ivy Gaming. She was also the Raid Shadow Legends streamer. She's mostly playing Watcher of Ram, I believe, official content creator there. She's pregnant. She have a little bit health issue, so hopefully she's gonna get better. And huge shout out to Ivy Gaming, both YouTube and the Twitch guys.
All right. And Daph, what about you?
Well, I wanted to shout out Pogo for a specific reason, but he's been stolen. Can I still shut him out?
Sure
Double
thing.
shout out.
Of course,
Double
sure
shout out.
thing.
Because so many people came and so many advice, don't do that, dude. And then he just slipped into my life like, dude, you just say okay, and then you do whatever you want to. And I appreciate that so much. And whatever I did, he never said it's stupid, dude. It's like, go for it. You learn from it. Very good. So I really want to shout out him, and he's now also is my clanmate as well. So I have to make him proud working on it. So yeah, Mr. Pogo Pink Tie.
Okay. All right. So my shout out, I actually got two. My shout out's going to go to Yang Gaming, who actually just had a baby boy. So congratulations to him. Being a first-time dad is a huge thing. Again, big shout out to him. Congratulations to your baby boy and bringing in just a whole new life to yourself, right? Everything changes now. So that's my first one. And then my second one's actually going to be to Mr. Tham. I know a lot of you guys might not know who that is, but he used to be a original Raid content creator. I believe right now he plays Dragonair. He's trying to get into their content creator program there. But little secret, guys, he's been hanging out on Discord playing Raid Shadow Legends. Maybe we can get him to come back, and maybe we can get him to come back on the show. So,
Cannot wait for DPS touches.
I know, right? So yeah, congratulations to all the lucky winners, guys. We missed you again all very much last week. We cannot thank you all for being here. We're just a couple of guys and gals that sit behind the camera here and we talk, and you guys watch us, you guys support us, whether it's here on Twitch or whether it's on YouTube. So very, very much appreciation to all of you. A lot of love. We can't say enough. We can't say enough. And we hope that we can just make this show better day by day, week by week for you guys. And just, yeah, that's all I got to say, guys. Over on YouTube, I can't raid anybody, but on Twitch, we are going to go and raid who is on right now. Let's take a quick peek here. Let's see. We've got... is Pogo on? No, he's not. All right, let's go raid Mr. Grim Reaper TV, another raid content creator who's trying to get into the official content creator program. So make sure you guys go give him a follow over on the YouTubes and Twitch. He's another great guy. Even though he's got a little bit of a British accent, he's still kind of fun. All right, guys, it has been a pleasure, as always. Much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other. We'll catch you guys next time.
See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.